Right, hey everyone, what's going on? Sorry, just in the lights here, very quickly. There we go. I think we're good. So hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and welcome to this very impromptu and random hangout and chat. I just got off work, so I thought, well, hey, why not switch on the camera? Why not kind of talk to you guys and kind of see the end of 2022 with you guys, and also see in the year of 2023. So right now, as we're live, it is currently 10:35 p.m. in the UK. I've got my Coors beer right here, and I've also got a backup one for you guys as well, which we'll crack into in a little bit. And we're going to get on some chat, and we're going to get on some guests as well. I think I have two guests lined up for tonight, so I think I'll be just two guests, but we'll wait and see what happens. If there is going to be more invites, I will send it out to you guys and let you know all about that. But thank you for deciding to join me here in this random hangout and chat. I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you're doing great. What I want to kind of hear from you guys is, what is your highlight of 2022? That's what I would like to know, because definitely there's been times probably for all of us this year where we've had maybe not so like negative experience, but like maybe a bad experience, or maybe something bad's happened to us. But I want to do something where we'll just talk about kind of positive stuff tonight. We're here for a good time. I say I've got my beer. Just to let you know, Roddy / to completely honest, sorry. Can I have an invite? Well, I actually have two guests joining me. So if like one of the guests or anything drop out, then I'll certainly hit you up. But I think I'm going to have the guests ready tonight. So without further ado, I think I've got one of the guests backstage, and Nate from Unbiased Swim Nude. Hey, dude.
Hey, man. What's up?
Hey, sup, brother, you good?
I'll survive. I don't want to take away from the fun end of the year stream, so I'll just I'll keep my personal problems to myself.
Sure. Yeah, dude. No, fair enough. Well, hey, look, man. We're here to kind of celebrate the end of 22, going into 2023.
Yeah.
I've got my beers ready right here, brother. I'm here for a good time.
Hell yeah! I got some. You said beer. I was like, oh shit! I got some bootlegger. Let's do it.
Right. Hey, man, we're gonna do it. We're gonna hit it up, and I've kind of invited everyone into the chat there just to share their like best experience of 2022, whether it's YouTube related or whether it's like personal related. So I'm gonna ask you, brother, what would you say is your favorite memory of this year?
I got a lot of memories, man. But in terms of movies I saw this year, probably my experience watching Top Gun Maverick, dude. Yeah, that was a movie where that was just one of those experiences where everyone is so invested in what's going on and what they're watching, and you're crying, laughing, screaming, just cheering your ass off, and everyone there is just right along with you. When the credits roll, everyone's clapping and just going crazy. That was probably one of my favorite, movie going experiences of the year.
Sure.
I think one of my favorite things from the year in general is just getting a chance to really explore, this whole YouTube critic thing that I really wanted to try and experiment with. Because I don't know if I ever told you, originally this was just going to be an experiment. I didn't think this would turn into a 12-month, odyssey of me going back to the theater every single week just to, just to pick apart a different movie every week. I've had a lot of good experiences and a lot of really bad experiences this year. But, looking back on everything, man, it makes me really excited for 2023.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, definitely got like some good movies coming out this year, like next year. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out next year. I said in our chat that I still have a bunch of videos to do left for this year, but it's only because I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff recently, and it's been kind of getting in the way of my regular, video upload. Everyone's been posting their top 10 lists, and it's been eating me alive. I'm like, damn, like I gotta get on top of it. I want to talk about my top 10 favorite movies so bad. Plus, man, I can't wait to do the worst list. I know everybody who watches me is kind of a sadist in their own way.
Yeah.
Worst list is always a fun list.
Well, dude, you know the good thing is though, right? Is with YouTube, is I said this in my discouragement video, is like I think the one thing in life, right? So whether we've got like personal stuff going on, whether we've got like stuff going on with YouTube, whatever it is, kind of going on, wherever
Right.
it is like one of the highlights for me is kind of just recognizing that like YouTube is something that I'm like the boss of in a way. Like my channel, right, is I can put a video out whenever I want to. I can decide, right, I'm gonna have 6 months off if I want to. Like that's my decision. Whereas like outside of YouTube, obviously work wise, I deal with a boss.
Right.
Like personal life, sometimes you deal with like commitment, so you're not really in control of that. It's like something not obliged to do, but something that is at the forefront.
Yeah.
Whereas YouTube for me is like I find that as like the creative outlet. I'm not sure if you or others feel the same. Where I'll be like, right, I'll upload a video today. I'll upload one next week, or like tonight. I'm joined by you. And I hang out and chat. And hey, brother, cheers, brother. Virtually, a virtual cheers right here, brother.
Cheers, man.
There we go. So yeah, I'm joined by you tonight, man. So I could definitely feel you in terms of like a highlight is like checking out some great movies this year. Like I know like for example like The Northman is definitely a highlight for you.
Oh yeah.
Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah, I rewatched. Well, I think I can. Yeah, I redid my room recently, so I kind of got everything in a pretty good spot for next year.
Sure.
Yeah, I sat down the other day and rewatched both of them back to back.
Nice.
Because I had to. It was hard. I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, what? Because I had to flip a coin just to decide where I was going to put these two on the list, just because I like them both so much. Right. And yeah, The Northman was. I don't know. I think The Northman really just kind of it just kind of exhibits everything that I like about cinema. It's got a great story. It's got good acting performances. The sets and cinematography in the movie are absolutely insane.
Right.
It is kind of slow at certain points, but I really think it does it at the service of the story. There's a build up, and I feel like that build up and that feeling of, this is going somewhere. That's what makes it worth the watch.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely probably my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, I know you've got like a lot of love for that movie, and I don't really blame you, dude. I mean, so Robert Eggers, right? So for anyone who doesn't know, Robert Eggers has recently done The Witch, or the Vitch, or however you want to bloody say that movie's name.
The Vitch.
Right. So
he did The Lighthouse.
He did, but it's called The Witch, right?
Yeah, it's called The Witch.
But people call it the Vitch. I don't get that.
It's just the way I guess they formatted the title. Like if you look at the format it's in, it's spelled out The Vitch.
Right.
But it's The Witch.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he's done The Witch. He's done The Lighthouse, and then he came out with The Northman. And for me, dude, kind of like what you were saying, The Northman for me is definitely my favorite movie of his to date.
Yeah.
Out of the three, I didn't mind The Lighthouse, didn't like The Witch, and I really liked The Northman. Didn't make my top 10 list, unfortunately. Didn't make it the honorable mentions, but for me, it was a movie I enjoyed. But I know Nate, it's going to be, as he said, it's going to be either one or two. I think it's tough, right? Because you've got that sweet Maverick poster in the background, and it's like, both movies are completely different, though, right? So it's like, one's a fun adrenaline action movie, and one's just like balls to the wall mythology kind of movie,
Right. One's a serious character drama, and the other is a very serious revenge story. Right. Completely made by two separate visionaries that have their own visual style of doing things. So, but they're both so damn good. It's just like, man, like which one do I pick? It's very hard. And I remember. Sorry, what?
No, I was saying I don't know.
Yeah, and I was watching your top 10 list. I was waiting to see if you'd put The Northman on the list. I'm not. I mean, it's your list, man. But I've seen. I know you've seen a lot more movies. I mean, more obscure stuff than what I've seen this year. And it's funny because me and you had a conversation about how, oh, you don't have to see, everything. You can skip out on some dog shit.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm watching your
Right.
video and you're listing off some movies. I'm like, what the hell is that? Or when did that come out? What is this?
Right.
So,
Right.
it's cool because, it really highlights how, people like us that love doing this,
Mm.
we all have different experiences when we go to the movies. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You might be going to see something that I have no idea is even out, and I won't even know it's a thing until you talk about it.
Mm.
It's the same thing with me. I might go see something, and then you comment on one of my videos, and you're like, "Dude, I didn't even know this was out." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's very cool that we have this community that has different views on different movies and just the way they interpret cinema.
Right.
And
Right.
it's truly been a huge blessing for me and just a really fun journey. And
Mm.
I really hope this does turn into something that can go full time, and I really hope that I never lose interest in it. I mean, I know I fall behind sometimes, but
Yeah.
I love doing it.
Mm.
It's just something I naturally love doing, and I'll do it until I feel like I can't do it anymore.
Right. Well, dude, like, so the thing is, like, in terms of like what I can like say to you and anyone kind of watching right now, and if you take this away, then that's up to you. Is I know there's been a couple of times you said, me. So for anyone who doesn't know, like, me and Nate talk privately. Like, we've talked quite a bit of times. We don't speak
Yeah.
every day, but we talk privately as well. And there's been times where, like, maybe one of us have felt discouraged or whatever about YouTube, because although YouTube is great, I think we can all kind of say, like, look, YouTube has some real highs. Sometimes you kind of feel sometimes lows with YouTube.
Right.
But one of the awesome things is, which I also want to congratulate you on, by the way, which I've done already, but I'm going to do it here right now on the stream, is the fact that, so there was a movie this year, guys, if you're not aware, called RRR, right?
Yeah.
So
one of my favorite movies of the year.
Right. So hit Netflix, an Indian Telugu movie, if I've got that right.
Yeah,
Don't
it
want
was
to make the Indian ones mad.
directed by S.S. Rajamouli. He's
Right.
become a household name
Right.
overnight.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, I think because of the success of RRR, they've announced a sequel to that movie as well.
They did?
So, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Right. Right. But just for an example, like, sometimes we fall behind on videos and we think,
Mhm.
like, so, you think, right, you've got to be number one to get this review out, like, quick, and yeah, sometimes that's the case for sure. But in the case of Nate, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, so I released my review of RR. I told Nate about it. I was like, look, man, get on this movie. This is awesome. And if you have time, put out a review.
Right.
And if you like it or you don't, just put out a review. So Nate did manage to check it out. He put it out. And dude, your video got like, what, 100,000 views or something nuts like that?
Yeah, I looked at it recently. It's sitting at like 107 right now. Like, it's absolutely nuts. Like, I never once imagined that I would upload a video that would boom that much.
Right.
But it's funny because I had a talk with my parents about this, like a few days before I even uploaded the video, and my dad told me, he was like, sometimes all it takes is just one video to blow up, and
Right.
yeah, and he was right. I mean, you were right too, and yeah, I actually managed to pass 600 before the year is out, so I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, man, you've had like a massive YouTube development this year. So I just want to say, firstly, just congrats to you, bro, for hitting like those goals.
Well, thank you, man.
And I also just want to say congrats to anyone who's watching live or after the fact for whatever goals that you've hit this year on YouTube. Whether it's gaining like 10 subs or 10 extra views on a video, or whatever your personal goals is. Because I know, Nate, you kind of set a goal for the end of the year. I think maybe 500 subs, if I'm not mistaken, or 250. I can't quite remember.
Originally, I think I just wanted 100 because when I started, I was like, I don't think I could gain, the necessary traction to at least get 200. So I went simple and just set the bar really low. And I was like, if I got like 100 or 150 by the time the year ended, I think I'd be okay. That's it's a reasonable goal for someone that's just starting out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I had no idea at all that it would, like I said, I had no idea my channel would boom like this, dude. So now that I know that, hey, it is possible.
Yeah.
I think my goal for 2023 is going to be hitting that 1,000 mark, because I passed 600, so that's only what, 400 more. And I'm at that point. So yeah, it's been crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. Like, honestly, no. Like, I absolutely agree with you. So, like, a way that I can relate with you, perfect example is, I've been on YouTube since September 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And a bit like you, I started my channel. And I thought, right, I'm gonna try to get to 50 subs. I was like, who's gonna watch this mug right here talk about movies,
Right.
And I think we all kind of think that, like, who's gonna watch us talk about movies,
Yeah, I'm just some 202-pound nerd from Garner, North Carolina. Who the hell's gonna watch me?
Right. Or same as you, but from the UK, right? So
right.
we have those similar thought patterns. So, for like kind of like the first year and a half, 2 years, I didn't take YouTube like too seriously. I just, thought, right, I'll upload a video here and there, kind of thing.
Right.
I had some successes in that, like yourself. You get some videos that just kind of take off a little bit. And you think, wow, okay, well, clearly someone's interested in my opinion, which is awesome. And then there's only like in January 2021 when I got talking to Anthony Perez. So shout out to Perez if you're watching.
Yeah, great guy.
Right. And a bit like you, dude, like, like me, like the discussions that me and you have had, I had those chats with Anthony. And he's like, look, if you want to see like more channel growth and stuff, try to get more consistent with your content and stuff. And I did. And this year, I hit 1,000 subs, which is awesome. So thank you to anyone who's subbed. And yeah, dude, it's just been a great year, and it continues to do so. So I just want to say to you, man, firstly, just congrats on like the milestones that you've hit personally, and that video, man. I'm so happy that it blew up for you, dude. Like, couldn't have happened to a better person.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man, and just thank you for reaching out to me at the beginning of the year too. I really had, I guess one of the things I really did not know going into this whole thing was just, the community of people like me that really enjoy doing this. I never once thought that, you would reach out, or, my friend, Joshua, over at, the MSK, over at the MSK channel, I never thought that there would be people out there who'd be willing to speak to me and talk to me and, kind of mentor me and, kind of give me a certain direction on, where to go with this, and just give me little hints about, hey, you can do this to kind of make your channel grow a little bit. And, you guys have really, as much as my subs have been a huge support, you guys have been a pretty huge support too. And I just, kind of want to thank you, because, you've been part of this journey, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude, like anytime, so I'm more than happy to support you and anyone who, just maybe wants to ask a question or advice or opinions. Or just a general chat, than just YouTube guys, because the thing is, dude, like yourself, this, definitely since like finding this community, which again, shout out to Anthony, like me, you, Ryan, Josh, like Klassic Reviews, Rashad,
shout out to Rashad.
Right.
Side note, I was watching some of his skits the other day, dude. I was dying.
Oh man, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Oh, he's hilarious. If I could, I'm sure I could do skits, but man, I don't know if I could do them to the extent that he does them. He just takes the extra mile for his stuff.
Oh man, he does. But yeah, I just want to say, no, it's cool. I just want to say, like, just a big shout out to the community, the guys I mentioned, like Jacob Martin, Dave from Turn Stars, Jamie Lee in the front row, my brother Joe's in one, Adam What the Gym, Jason the Old Millennial. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? So,
right.
A bit like yourself, dude. Though when I started YouTube, I had no one to talk to. I didn't have guidance, so I feel like because I've kind of, been accepted into this community, like, I want to be, in a sense, like guidance to people if they want it. Because we've all been there, and, we all have like think, we want to do YouTube, but we have like no clue how the algorithm and stuff works.
Right.
We still don't, I guess, to an extent, but
yeah, it kind of has a mind of its own still.
right.
What? I can't remember exactly what video. Like, do you remember what video it was when you found me? I want to say it was one of the first 4 reviews I did. It was either I don't, because the 355 was the first movie I saw this year.
Wasn't that one?
Okay. I don't think it was my Hotel Transylvania 4 review either. So
No.
it had to have either been the Scream review or the Redeeming Love review. Thank God I can't.
Scream.
You think it was Scream?
Yeah. So because so for example, like I'll do this from time to time, is I'll go out on YouTube and I'll extend past the people I'm subscribed to, and I'll review a movie on my channel. So for example, I think I reviewed Scream. Then I was like, right, I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm just going to type in Scream movie review, and I want to hear what other people have to say about this movie.
Right.
Because unlike a lot of people, I wasn't huge on that new Scream, but some people love it.
Right.
And I think I came across your review.
Yeah, I thought it was decent. I didn't overly love it like a lot of other people did, but I said, you know what? If Halloween's rolling around and you want something cool to watch, I mean, Scream would be perfect.
Yeah, see, dude, I don't know. I think it's one of those where, for me, like, I'd rather go back and rewatch the first 2 than the new one.
Right.
But I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with the new one.
I was about to ask you about that, because they showed a trailer for that about a few weeks ago, and I mean, I like the new one they did at the beginning of the year, so I kind of hope. My hope is that they can kind of continue with the thunder that they produced with this new one. Because it's not necessarily a reboot or anything like that. It's just kind of a natural continuation. So, I mean, and plus, I'm just a sucker for good fourth wall breaks and movies that kind of poke fun at themselves. Like, dude, Scream was probably one of the funniest movies I saw this year. I was laughing my ass off throughout the whole thing.
But I've got high hopes, dude. I think what it is, right, is this is the 5th movie that we got in January this year, just titled Scream, same title as the first original movie. I think in a way, like, the directors had to kind of make that movie kind of like a new story, but also fan service. Right. To be like, look, Wes isn't here anymore. We've got the property now. We want to honor that, but we've got a new story to kind of to tell.
Right.
Whereas I think with this new story, the fact that they're not setting this in like a house location, it's going to New York, and the teaser's like a subway train.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a house because I think it's ultimately leading to the 2 girls, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, going to a Halloween costume party, I think, by the trailer.
Yeah.
But setting new. So the fun fact is, dude, is in October this year. Me and my partner went to a horror convention, and we met Roger L. Jackson, who voices Ghostface. And he actually told us then, he was like, Scream's going to be set in New York. So I knew before they released the trailer.
So you knew before anyone else did.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a goofy question. It's just kind of comical because I thought about it the other day. Because I rewatched the trailer. I was like, so is this gonna be the new Jason Takes Manhattan? Like Ghostface Takes Manhattan?
Man, could be. Could be.
I shouldn't even have to remind myself of Jason Takes Manhattan. Oh my God.
Well, you know what the funny thing is, man? That is actually like, I actually like that movie, as bad as it is.
It's I think it falls into that realm of guilty pleasure movies that it's bad, but you can still get enjoyment out of it.
Right.
I mean, there's tons of movies out there that I like that a lot of people are kind of like, oh, that movie's fucking stupid. I'm like, I don't know, I just enjoy it. Right,
exactly. Well, so I just want to know from everyone who's watching live after the fact, again, Let us know your favorite moments or moment of 2022, whether it's YouTube or whether it's personalized. We have a whole bunch of comments to catch up on, so just let you know, guys, know we are going to follow. But we do have a third guest joining me and Nate right now, and that is my awesome friend Ryan from
Ryan.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Well, Mike, it's almost Happy New Year for you, man. You got about an hour, I think.
Yeah, 1 hour exactly, dude. I've got my QSB right here.
All right, man. Cheers, man.
Yeah, it's 6 p.m. right here, so we got about 6 hours left.
Yeah, same here. I'll watch the ball drop. I usually watch like a show or something that has that here. Do they have that over there, Mike, where they have like a news channel that covers it or something like that?
Yeah, so usually every year in London, about 3.5 hours from where I live, like by train, they usually have like a big show on, like down near the river. They'll have like, there's like thousands of people go to that every year, and they'll have like a big like countdown time on like a building, and then they'll just let off like a big bunch of fireworks for like a couple of minutes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I normally watch that every New Year, but I thought this year I'm going to do something a little bit different. Why not talk to you guys on YouTube, you know?
Yeah, man,
you guys as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I needed this, and plus I got another stream to go on around 8:30 because I think over on MSK's channel we're hosting like a mock Oscars for all the movies that came out this year.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, one of our friends sent me this form where I had to fill out just a bunch of information concerning all the movies, like top 5 picks for best actor, best actress, top 5 movies, top 10 worst movies, just a bunch of stuff like that. So it should be fun, but I thought I'd jump in here real quick.
Well, yeah. Like the thing is with hang out and chat is like you guys, stay as long as you want to stay. If you want to leave in a second, leave. It's all good. Right. One thing I'm a little bit surprised by, I'm going to call you out on this one, Ryan.
Okay.
Because I'm also going to call out Nate as well. So Ryan just dropped his top 20 best movies, right?
Okay.
And I know Nate's got a list cooking up in that brain somewhere to drop on YouTube at some point.
I do have a list coming, so just keep an eye out for it.
And there's a movie on Nate's best list I'm expecting to see, and there's a list I was expecting to see on Ryan's best list, but wasn't on there. And I wanted to ask you about this, Ryan.
Okay.
And that's Family Camp. Why are we not getting love for Family Camp?
It's on the worst list.
Oh,
list,
yeah,
brother.
Yeah. It's definitely on a list, if you know what I mean.
Dude, I got some shit from people for that review. Did you get any shit for yours?
No. All my comments about it, like all the comments I got, were basically people just making fun of me about how mad I was.
Okay, yeah, I got some people that were clearly offended by my opinion.
Wow.
I think when I reviewed it, I said that Jack and Jill by Adam Sandler was more watchable and funny than that shit, man.
Yeah.
Like I think my exact words towards the end of the review were, dragging my dick and balls through broken glass is probably a better time than this fucking movie. Dude, like Mike will tell you, I can't recall if you watched the review or not, Ryan, but dude, I was so pissed after I saw that movie. I had a shit day at work that day. I knew I had the screening. I went there. I was the only guy in there. And dude, I think I maybe got one chuckle out of the movie. And it wasn't even like a legit chuckle. It was more like a pity chuckle.
Yeah.
Like I was chuckling at just how bad this shit actually was. And just chuckling at the situation. Like, what? Like, why am I here? Like, I could be watching anything else right now. And God,
it was something else. And then they had like that beaver or something in there. They tried to put like a beaver in there. What the hell was that? What were they trying to go for? I don't know.
And here's another thing. I don't know much about the skit guys or what they've done, but I kept pointing out that, well, now that I know who they are, I never want to see anything they've made, after this, because at this point they just need to be blacklisted. Like they don't ever need to make another movie after this shit. Like the movie probably would have been a lot better if at the end everybody just got mauled by a bear in the woods. At least that would have been entertaining.
I thought it was a really scattered plot because if you remember in the beginning, it kind of introduced both families. Like one of them was like real more like in their Christian ways, and the other family, like they were, the one guy was always working, and the family wasn't that together. And then like towards like it starts with like the games and everything. Remember they had all the games at the camp and everything. And then it goes to like the dads in the woods. And then there's these other people like looking for Bigfoot or something in the woods. So
I do remember saying in my review that it did rip off a couple of other camp vacation movies that are a million times better than what it was trying to be. Like the opening scene where they're driving to camp and, you got the assholes riding their tail and they go around it. That's straight out of Christmas Vacation, which Mike, you reviewed recently.
Right.
Straight out of Christmas Vacation. The two hillbillies in the woods, that's straight out of Without a Paddle. And the whole family dynamic is just, they just felt like they felt like discount Griswolds, except here's the thing. The Griswolds are likable. These jackasses are not. And the Griswolds are funny. And they're not. And I didn't even know it was supposed to be a Christian film until later on. I did some research, and apparently the skit guys are big Christian sympathizers. And look,
okay,
regardless if you're religious or not, I mean, I am. It just, I don't know, just watching the film, they talk a lot about God and, religion and belief, but at no point in the movie am I sitting there watching it going, how does this fit in here? Like, it doesn't feel deserved. Like, why are you trying to be a camp vacation comedy, but trying to preach at me about religion at the same time? That just doesn't make any sense. It's like a weird blending of two genres that were just not meant to be blended together.
I agree.
It's still probably the worst movie I saw this year. Like, I could probably if I talk about the bad movies I saw this year, I would probably just give away my whole worst list. But rest assured, Family Camp is on there somewhere.
No, fair. I was going to ask you guys. So I've not seen the movie, right? And you guys know I love bad movies. The two family dynamics that you guys are on about, it sounds very similar to like Cheap It by the Dozen, but just done worse. Like two families fight like competitions or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they kind of like because like they introduced the two families and they're both in the same cabin or whatever, and obviously one is more religious. The other one, the dad, he's always working. He doesn't have a lot of time for the kids. And then they start doing all these competing with the kids in different games. But then it like goes off and like I don't know, the kids, they don't really have a big role in the film for what I remember. And then they try to build this story with the they try to force this like love connection with this boy liking the one girl, I remember, which was really awful. And
goes nowhere.
The boys don't really have much to do, I remember. And then I remember like there was like a big scene as the fathers are off in the woods lost. The wives are complaining, like one wife is like complaining about their husbands and stuff like that. And I was just like, where are we going with this? You know what I mean? Like, I guess they were trying to say like the one family wasn't as perfect, I guess, because he tries to be really perfect, the Christian family. And then the other one, she's just like, I don't know. She's just kind of complaining the whole time about her husband from what I remember.
It's funny because I don't know if you guys remember the Vacation movie that came out a few years ago, just called Vacation.
Yeah, the remake.
It was supposed to be like a continuation of the Griswold story and everything. The main family of the movie, it kind of felt like the Griswold family from that movie. They're just not likable. The dad is such a pushover and his kids are just so fucking annoyingly just evil. Like his son is like a future serial killer. Like I'm convinced that kid is going to have bodies in his basement when he grows up. and his daughter just does not listen to him at all. And they make fun of him throughout the whole movie for just being a pushover. And I'm like, if this is your attempt to get me to care about this character, you're failing miserably because, I get it. It's bad that he's a pushover, but you hate him so much for being a pushover. It's like, dude, stand up for yourself. Say something back to these little shits.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do that. He's just this stale, unlikable plank of wood throughout the entire movie, and there's never any attempt. I'm serious. That's what he might as well be. There's never any attempt to give him any depth. There's never any character development. And by the end, everybody's just kind of in the same place that they were in by the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And it just feels like a huge waste of time. And and it's funny, Mike, because I said this when I reviewed it too, because it was making me think about Vacation and Chris's Vacation. I'm sure you've seen a trailer for the movie, the bald guy with the glasses. Yeah,
for what?
You might for Family Camp. You might have seen him on the poster.
Nah, so I've seen like no poster, no trailer.
Okay,
I've only seen your guys' reviews. That's all I know about the movie.
Did you guys even get it?
Nah, maybe.
No,
maybe
I don't own it.
Streaming, maybe.
Oh, you're
I'm talking about
to
the UK
sorry.
get it. Did they even
Yeah,
get it?
sorry.
No, I say it may have gone like directly to streaming, but no, because obviously you guys have seen how bad it was. I was like, I have to check out this movie.
I'm telling you right now, that movie's not even worthy of going straight to DVD.
Well, dude, just wait, right? So 2 things. Firstly, for anyone interested, in about an hour's time after I get off the stream, I'm going to be dropping my first review 2023 called Fire Nado.
Why can't you just go see Megan like everyone else?
Dude, we haven't got Megan right now.
Yeah,
it's coming out on the 6th here, I think.
Yep.
So that'll probably be the first movie I see of 2023.
It's the only wide movie that week. There's nothing else coming out.
Yeah.
Well, I got Fire Nado screener.
I love that review.
Oh man, the acting is more wooden than my wooden table. That's how bad it
is. Mike, the religious guy in the movie, the father of the religious family. Guess what his name is? Like when they say his name in the movie, I about walked the hell out because he's so stupid and idiotic that he reminds me of another character that you probably know by this point that shares the same name.
It's got to be something stupid. His
name is his name is Eddie.
Ed? Oh, okay.
You get where I'm coming?
Yeah.
Oh my God! When they said his name, I about vomited in my fucking popcorn. I was like, "There's no way in hell." I can't.
The funny thing is, right, you guys, right, could probably talk about Family Camp longer than you could talk about Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, I know.
Right?
I don't know if there's just some subconscious part of me that just loves shitting on movies, but I was talking about it with my mom. She's like, "You know what you should do?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You should create a character." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You need to play an alternate version of yourself that does nothing but shit on movies, and he only comes out when you've seen a bad movie." I'm like, that's actually not a bad idea. like we were talking about the skits earlier. That'd be a pretty cool idea for a skit. You got the unbiased movie nerd, and well, every once in a while you'll get the angry movie nerd.
There you go.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Sorry, dude.
No, I was finished. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, while I'm joined by Nate and Ryan, we've got like quite a few comments to get through because they've just been on like the backlog. So,
okay.
Yeah, well, firstly, just thanks to you guys for leaving the comments. We're going to get through them all. So, we've got Josh saying, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?"
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh. Hope you're well,
What's
my
up,
friend. We've got Lego News saying, "Mike, Happy New Year." So, hey, Happy New Year to you, Lego. Because he also says it's 1 a.m. for him when he sent the message.
Damn.
So,
where's he at?
I'm pretty sure he's told me before, but I can't quite remember. So if you're still watching Lego, let us know where you're based. But yeah, Lego News is here. So hey, dude, hope you're well. We got Two Completely Honest saying, hey, yo. So, hey, hope you're
yo.
well.
What's going on?
We got Josh saying, Happy New Year, my friend. Been amazing getting to know you this year. I want to thank you for all your support this year. You are one of the best. Well, thank you, dude. You're awesome as well. And so are these guys right here who's joining me, Nate and Ryan. And I'm even getting the arrows right as well, so that's good. Yeah. So, yeah, you're awesome as well, dude. And, yeah, you know, you've had some great growth on YouTube this year as well, so keep it up, my friend. We've got quite a few guys, so go through that one. And Josh says, hey, Nate, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year, dude. And there's a comment for Ryan as well. I've got Lego saying, I think my highlight of the year has to be traveling to Abu Dhabi to see an old Latino friend of mine, which I haven't seen in more than 3 years. That was a good highlight for me.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
Always good. Rekindling old friendships. You know, I like that.
Right.
Positive.
And like a trip or like a vacation away kind of thing. That's also good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, man, that sounds like awesome. And glad to hear that you got to see your friend as well. We've got Gareth saying Merry New Year. So hey Gareth, hope you're well. Josh says his highlight of the year is getting the channel off the ground, but in terms of personally, I'd say getting to meet some new friends of who I've gotten closer to.
Oh yeah, I touched on that right when we started. So yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the best things about the YouTube community that me and Nate spoke about earlier, and Ryan can relate, is, you know, getting to know all these guys and, you know, collabing with each other. And like Z Talks, you guys have been on Z Talks quite a few times as well. And now on Hangout and Chat celebrating the end of 2022. So that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, man.
We've got Roddy saying, my highlight of this year may sound corny, but it was getting a girlfriend. That's awesome.
That's great, man. I think everybody kind of strives for some kind of companionship at some point. So don't. That's not corny, man. Congrats.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I hope that your girlfriend supports, you know, you and what you do with YouTube and stuff as well. You know, it's a definitely important aspect. Josh says, also getting to know you all have been a huge highlight. Well, same to you, man. Awesome guy, Josh. So go check out his channel if you already haven't. I've got Noran saying, Happy New Year, peeps. So, hey, Noran. Happy New Year, my friend. New Year. Hope you're well. I've got Pete from Playtendo saying, Happy New Year, Mike, and everyone. So, yeah, same to you, Pete. Hey, hope you're well.
Hope you're doing good.
And Ruddy says, Crying at Clerks 3 was also a highlight.
You know, I did not see Clerks 3 this year. And
I have not either.
It's probably because I have not seen Clerks 1 or 2.
Same here. I haven't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here, guys. Same here. So all three of us haven't seen Clerks.
Right. By that logic, I probably never would have saw Top Gun Maverick either if my mom hadn't made me watch the first one before going to see it. She's like, you're not allowed to go see that movie until you watch the first one. Yeah, I don't want to watch that one. Then I love the first Top Gun now.
Well, Ryan still hasn't seen the first movie.
I have not.
I got them both on Blu-ray, man.
That's what I've heard. I heard it's good.
It's very, and I don't know if this is the politically correct term. It's very 80s, and it can be very homoerotic at some points.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to my best friend. We got into talking about physical media for Top Gun yesterday. And it's interesting to me. It's one of the biggest movies. And I think, Mike, we talked about it the other day. And there isn't really a lot of copies, or really, much. I didn't even see the Steelbook really in the stores. Remember, you saw the video that I did. It's just weird. It's one of the top movies of the year, you know, as far as grossing. And you'd figure there'd be a ton out on the shelf, but there has not been. It's been weird. I went to Best Buy yesterday. There was none on the shelf again.
Dude,
so I haven't seen it in forever.
Do you think it has something to do with, you know, legality? Because I know Paramount is going through kind of a lawsuit over Top Gun. Something to do with the rights, I guess.
I don't know.
I didn't know if you knew anything about that.
No, I haven't heard nothing about that. I don't know. I was gonna say there's a big set that they have over here that's like $120 that has both of them, both Steelbooks, and then has a bunch of other stuff with it. And they did have one of those on the shelf, but they didn't have the Steelbook or the actual slip. And I haven't seen it in a while for a couple of different Best Buy stores I went to. So I just think it's kind of weird, you know. It's as big as that movie is, so I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah. I just bought it on basic 4K.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, over here in the UK, obviously I can't comment for you guys in the States. Over in the UK, it's been like available like as like any normal media would be.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just Best Buy not getting the stock, or they're just like, or like you were saying, Ryan, you know, like they'll have like 1 million copies of Fall Love and Thunder that's not selling, but Top Gun that sells, they don't order it in.
It doesn't make any sense to me, dude. Like, because we were talking again about this, I think about a week ago. They had like 10 copies of like, you ever watch Platoon or Saturday Night Fever? That's Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta, and then they have Platoon.
I think I've seen Platoon like once. Yeah,
they all had like 10 copies of those, and I'm like, is that much of a demand of a movie that there's 10 copies needed? And dude, I went in there last night and I sent a picture to my best friend. They literally had like 40 copies of the Batman on 4K.
Wow.
It was all lined up on the shelf. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're never going to sell all these.
Or maybe they all, or here's the thing, maybe they all did sell out and that's why you can't find them. Maybe people were just waiting for Top Gun Maverick to come out and they all just got snatched night one as soon as they hit the shelves.
I don't know, because when I went to hunt, they didn't have it on the shelves. For some reason, it came out on a Monday, not a Tuesday. New releases come out Tuesdays here. And it came out on a Monday, and they never put it on the shelf, so I just did like a pickup order, and I got the Steelbook. But even after then, I didn't really see many copies of it. So it's just weird. It's so strange.
Right.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a tough one because I know sometimes here in the UK, and I can only comment about this from working in retail, is you might get like 50 copies of one title and you might think, well, why am I getting 50 copies of this? And it could be because that store is going to be putting it on sale like after the New Year, after Christmas, or like a big promotion kind of coming up. Right. Or it might just be some idiot in Best Buy for, click buy on the Batman and let's get 40 copies in the store, you know?
I really think they do that. I think they just have like some guy back there saying, Tom, how many copies you want to order? Just pick 20. That sounds good. Nope. 3 copies sounds good.
And then Top Gun Maverick, he's like, Tom, let's get Top Gun Maverick open. Nah, we're passing that one. It's not selling. But we'll get 20 copies of Family Camp for Ryan next time he's in.
No, you want to know something about that? So Family Camp was not at Best Buy, and it was not at Target or anything. The only place that carries it is actually Walmart. I sent a picture to Nate a couple months back. I was like, they got it right here. They have it on DVD only.
I can't remember what I said to you. I was like, I think I said something along the lines of burn it right now. Purge that thing in holy fire.
Yeah.
Man, man. Like some titles just need to stay on the shelf. That's all I'll say.
Collect some dust.
Some titles just don't need to be made at all.
Right. Well, we've got Noran saying, collects free, easy, the most emotional I got all this year.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Yeah, it's meant to be like a really emotional kind of, I don't know, it's like send off to the trilogy. So
I've seen quite a few emotional movies this year.
Right. Well, Pete's saying got to watch Clerk 3. He's looking forward to watching that one. Yeah, a lot of people are. We've also got a super chat from Josh. So hey,
money.
That's sweet. Well, he says here's to the new year and say thank you for all your support. And Nate's partying over there.
My alcohol is starting to give me a buzz. So,
dude, I've got alcohol as well. And he says, can't wait for this new year to start. Well, hey, Josh, thanks, man, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Like, none of you guys have to do that. If you want to, cool, you know. But I never asked for it. But yeah, no, thanks, dude. Really appreciate it. And yeah, all the best for 2023 as well, man.
Josh is just trying to show you how much he appreciates you, Mike.
Hey, dude, that's awesome. I mean, I appreciate it for sure. One thing I do want to say though is Josh is going to be on Ryan's stream, right?
Yep, Tuesday.
Tuesday. Oh, sweet. Oh, that would be cool. So thank you, Josh. That's awesome. So yeah, it's going to be a normal hangout, right?
Yeah, just a hangout.
Right.
Nice.
Okay. That would be cool. What time is it?
7 p.m.
So that's pretty early UK time. No, it's about midnight, I think, UK time.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer. Yeah.
If I'm awake and I haven't got work the next day early, I'll tune in.
Yeah, he's a late nighter, and he was cool with it, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, I think Josh is. Yeah. So Josh also says here. Oh, sorry, we've got Pete's in. Currently watching the end of Yesterday, and we'll be back in a bit. So the movie focused on the Beatles, I believe.
Yep, I've seen that.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually. I'm not a big Beatles fan, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, I wasn't a huge Elvis fan until I saw Elvis this year. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, same as you, Ryan. Like, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I saw that movie though, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But Ed Sheeran's in it, and he's fucking terrible. Sorry about that. And I don't normally swear, but by Jove, he was.
You know something. You know something is bad when Mike's is like, "This is fucking terrible."
Man, I'd rather watch For Love and Thunder than watch him in Yesterday.
Oh my god!
Put it that way. Okay, well, here's a question for you guys, right? I think I'm gonna know the answer for this one.
Okay.
But if you guys were in Walmart or Best Buy right now, right, and on the shelf was a really nice steel book of Family Camp, or a really nice steel book of For Love and Thunder, they were both $5. Which one would you be picking up?
Thor, Love, and Thunder, I guess.
Hold on, let me see if I can get the chair.
If I'm having to choose Thor, Love, and Thunder.
For Love and Thunder?
Yeah.
Do you like that movie, Nate?
I enjoy it. I don't overly love it, but I don't overly hate it like everybody else is. It's just dumb, fun, campy, Marvel chaos. It's hard to explain. It's not my favorite Marvel movie of 2023. 2022. That obviously went to Wakanda Forever, but I don't hate it like everybody else does. It's just Taika Waititi repeating what he did in Thor Ragnarok. So.
Well, okay, Nate. Well, here's a question for you then, because I didn't realize that you actually liked the movie. So again, you're in Walmart or Best Buy, both steel books, Family Camp or Tysons Run. Which one are you getting?
Oh God!
I'll go with Tysons Run.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, because at least I can say this about Tysons Run. At least Tysons Run had the galls to at least try. Family Camp did not try at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember seeing that trailer for Tysons Run, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna skip it." And I saw Nate's review, and I'm like, "Well, I'm definitely not watching it."
Dude, that was another movie I just ripped a new asshole. Like, oh my god, the biggest problem with Tysons Run is everybody in that movie is so unlikable to the point where you just want them all to die. Like, it's almost like they purposely make everybody unlikable to try and prop Tyson up. Because he's the main character and he's autistic and you're supposed to care about him. So, he's autistic. Yeah, everybody in the movie needs to treat him like shit because he's autistic. I'm just like, no, you can tell this story and not have everybody be a fucking asshole. Like, and the dad goes through the same arc probably like 2 times in the movie. Hey man, stop being an asshole to your son. Hey dude, quit being an asshole to your son. Okay, I'll try to do better. All right, I fucking hate him again. He's embarrassing me. He's ruining my image at work. He's a fucking dick, and you just want him to like eat shit and die, man. Well, like there's a point in the movie where I literally thought he was gonna let Tyson die to save his own self-image. Like there's a point in the movie where Tyson has gotten upset about something and he's run off into the night, like it's a scene out of an old 70s movie.
Oh,
and he falls in a hole. He falls in some kind of pit, and it starts raining, and the water's rising, and he gets his leg stuck under like some kind of log. So now there's this search party out there just kind of looking for him and everything. His dad's with this party, and his dad is the first one to find him. Well, when he finds him, the water is like just up to his neck, and he stands there for like 10 seconds just staring at him, not doing anything. I'm like, is he literally about to let his son die? What the hell am I watching?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, this guy is such a dick, and just Yeah, the only reason he snaps out of it is because somebody runs up behind him. He's like, dude, what are you doing? That's your kid. Like, I'm like, no, this is wrong. This is completely wrong. And the whole running thing that they tease in the trailer, it's supposed to be this big motivational moment for this character. Yeah, it happens in the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Wow.
The whole movie is just a dunking contest on autistic people, and I did not appreciate it at all.
Yeah, we've had some interesting Christian movies this year. Did you see this Christian movie called Running the Bases?
I did not.
Yeah, okay, because I saw, I didn't see it, but they came out like 1 week. There was like 6 movies coming out in my theater, and I saw they're putting it on 4K, and I'm like, who watched this movie that it got a 4K?
They put it out just for you, Ryan, because they knew
that crap.
You were the only one who saw it.
I didn't see it, but I mean,
he's going to.
Sometimes they just. I just don't understand sometimes like stuff that gets 4K and other doesn't. I'm just like,
oh, I know.
Well, it's like that movie, right? You just said Running the Bases, right?
Yeah.
That's getting a 4K, but yet the black phone is Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I
I'm
know.
like, why is that not on 4K with like a cool slipcover?
Oh yeah. Here's the fucked up thing too. I didn't notice it. I didn't know about this till the other day, but Barbarian has not gotten a Blu-ray release of any kind.
Right.
Why is that?
I don't
Disney.
know.
Really?
What happened was the company that owns the Barbarian, Disney bought, and they went under, and they're not releasing that on physical media, and they're also not. I mean, I know Mike doesn't care about this movie. I probably wouldn't buy it either. But See How They Run is also in that company as well.
Wow.
And they're not releasing that on physical media.
Dude, I would buy Barbarian on 4K Blu-ray in an instant.
Yeah,
same. If it was on 4K Blu-ray.
Same.
I love Barbarian.
Same.
Yeah,
Disney, if you're watching, put Barbarian on damn 4K, will you?
Yeah, seriously.
You might choke me out for this, but The Black Phone and Barbarian, once again, were 2 movies this year that I had to flip a coin to kind of figure out where they were going to go on the list.
Right.
Dude, the 2 great horror movies this year. And
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's one of these things Ryan's just said, like they're running the bases that no one's watched pretty much.
No, nobody.
4K, the highest quality you can get. And family camps on DVD. What's going on?
Dude, yeah. I remember you and Ryan commenting on the Tysons Run video. And I don't know if you guys saw the comments, but almost all the comments are, dude, I didn't even know this movie was a thing. Yeah. Like, that just tells me right there that nobody gave a shit about Tysons Run at all.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times those Christian movies, they're kind of really niche kind of movies. And I think when people go to see them, I'm not knocking anyone that goes to church or like their Christian beliefs, but I think a lot of times churches take, their people from their church to go watch it, and that's where it makes its money.
Yeah.
You know what I should do in 2023, because I've started to notice every time I go to my local cinema on a Sunday, there's always a church group there doing something. So I wonder if they're there watching movies. So if there's a Christian movie coming out next year, I might have to try and catch it on a Sunday just to see if I can piss off the audience that this movie was meant for.
Yeah, I have a church that goes to my theater as well. They rent it out and they put all their stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's a very common thing here in America, I've noticed. I don't know how it is over there, Mike, but yeah, there's a lot of churches that rent out movie theaters to use as like their worship centers. So.
Nah, we don't have anything like that as far as I'm aware. Like, don't get me wrong, like, couple of times I've been to the cinema, you might see like a group of like school kids on like a school day out trip to the cinema for whatever subject they're studying. But talking about like kind of like Christian movies for a second, there was one I reviewed this year on my channel called The Mulligan, which was actually a pretty good movie. Got sent as a screener, and on the advertisement on the email saying about the screener, here's your access, whatever. It also said about I don't know, it was like a mass marketing email attached to this, saying if you want to rent this movie out for schools or for cinemas as part of like a whatever, contact this email address. So as you guys were seeing, there's clearly movies like that. That's like, for there as well, and maybe making that revenue back on its return and stuff. So I don't know, bit of a strange one, yeah.
Mike, I got a question for you just because it popped up in my head the other day.
Sure.
Do you think it's possible me and you were wrong about Bones and All?
Not at all.
Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't losing my mind or hallucinating because, dude, it's probably the first review I've done this year where the dislike ratio is a lot higher than the like ratio.
Yeah.
Like, people, for some reason, just really love Bones and All, and I can't figure out why.
Damn.
And you posted your review way before I even saw the film. And you remember I was that guy going, well, I've heard good things about it, so maybe it won't be that bad. And you were like, no, it's fucking horrible. This movie's trash. It's like, throw it in the trash. It's ridiculous. And then I saw it and I was like, yeah, Mike was pretty spot on with that one. So I've been trying to figure it out. What is it about that movie that people seem to be getting that we're not?
So I have a theory, but before I answer that, Ryan was about to say something. So go ahead, Ryan.
Oh,
I was going to say, Ryan. I had somebody that commented on one of my reviews and said the book was worse than the movie. And they had no clue. Yeah. And they also said they added in that the Mark Rylance's character was actually the grandfather of the girl in the book. And they changed that.
Yeah, they never touch on that in the film at all.
Yeah. He's the grandfather, apparently. So, yeah, I don't know. And they said it was pretty boring in the book. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know. I feel like it kind of has a niche following, kind of like Where the Crawdads Sing seems to have a really big following too. I've noticed.
Well, here's the thing: Where the Crawdads Sing is actually an enjoyable film.
See, I'm opposite with you guys on that. I didn't like that movie, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd ask because people have just been going at my throat about Bones and All. I'm like, did I say something wrong? Like, am I missing something? Because I just thought it was a boring, mediocre mess of a film with just lazy acting and bad writing. Like,
yeah,
I even said in my review, I was like, the fact that Twilight has better characters than this movie, something's wrong. Something's very wrong.
So here's my theory on Bones and All, right? So apologies for anyone watching right now and you love this movie, but I think we're all about going to
camera. We're not saying you can't enjoy the film. It's just we all feel a very specific way about this movie that a lot of other people just don't seem to see where we're coming from.
Right. Yeah. So as I say, if you love this movie, I'm not here to take that away from you. None of us are here to take that away from you, but we all don't like the movie, so I'm just going to give my opinion. I think two things for me. The reason I didn't like this movie.
Okay.
Firstly is Mark Rylance, right? So for anyone who doesn't know, all this movie is basically cannibals, but the two younger ones, Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet, fall in love. That's basically your story. Right. And Mark Rylance is this kind of like main head honcho of like a cannibal clan, or he seems like the guy not to mess with, really.
Yeah.
He's going to be like a villain in this movie, and throughout the entire like 2-hour runtime, he's in the film like 15 minutes.
Yeah, he has like 3 scenes.
Yeah,
like
something like that, and also like his relationship he tries to develop with Taylor Russell is just flat out creepy.
Yeah, it's very weird, and
he's like, let me show you my hair.
Come on, you better eat her with me. She's still warm. I'm like, what? No. And that was one of the biggest things I pointed out in the movie is she kind of just, she's just the main actress, the main girl of the movie. I forgot her name just because the movie's completely forgettable in my opinion. But she's just magically okay with everything that's going on.
Right.
And it's not even until like maybe the end of the second act where she starts to question whether or not what she's doing is okay. Okay, you just did all this really horrible shit, and now you're just starting to realize that, hey, maybe this is wrong.
Yeah.
What? she just seems so emotionless too. It feels like there was no attempt to try and make her sympathetic or anything. There's no moment of realization from her of, oh my God, what have I done? Or, what am I turning into? It's just, no, I'm at one with this. Like she just immediately dives in on this lady that the main villain of the movie, he's clearly done something to her. He's clearly got this intention to eat her, and she doesn't protest or anything. She just jumps right in. I'm like, oh, okay, it just really set a tone for the whole movie. And I'm like, is the whole movie going to be like this? And yeah, it pretty much was.
Yeah.
I like the setup. Like the first 15 minutes of the movie, it's a pretty decent setup, but it's setup that goes absolutely nowhere. Kind of like in kind of like I said in family, when I was talking about family camp and Tysons Run, it truly never feels like there's a natural progression of her character. You don't see her struggle or anything like that. You never see her truly question just the morality of what she's doing, and it just feels also anticlimactic.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
there's
dumb writing.
Say what?
Yeah.
Just dumb writing.
Yeah, very dumb writing. And this supposed romance, I was not buying it at all. No. It didn't even feel like a romance. It felt so rushed. Like they say I love you probably like maybe twice in the whole fucking movie. So this whole relationship that the marketing was building up, it's not there at all. The fact that Padme and Anakin have better on screen love chemistry is pretty bad. Because their love story is pretty bad too.
I think it's one of those things where I think, like, all of us three weren't fans of the movie, and I feel like it's and I might be wrong, but I think it's kind of like because Timothée Chalamet has a following, and because he has like a following of maybe teenage girls, boys, non-binary, whatever. It's a bit like Harry Styles, right? I feel like if anyone was to review Harry Styles and be like, oh, his album sucked, you'd get a massive amount of hate comments.
Yep.
Because he's got a huge fan base. And I feel like Timothée Chalamet is like his fan base, but in the movie world. And I feel like with Bones and All, even if we didn't like the movie, and although we all said, Timothée Chalamet was probably a good part of that movie, everyone's just like, because your movie said the movie's bad, do reviews. Yeah. Like one of my comments I got on my review was like, worst review of the year. And I was like,
what?
Right?
Okay.
Like where did that come from?
What made them upset?
Right.
Oh,
well, exactly. So like it was a bit like I don't know, I just felt like Mark Rylance, main villain, any villain that gets like 15 minutes of, like, heck, Halloween ends. Michael Myers, the main villain in Halloween, gets 15 minutes in that movie and it sucks.
Right.
Mark Rylance, 15 minutes in this movie, it sucks.
Yeah.
Somebody DM'd me on Twitter and told me that I shouldn't be talking about the movie because the movie was not meant for me. I'm like, well, I don't think this movie was meant. I said, well, it's pretty clear to me that this movie was not meant for anybody. I'm one of those people that just loves poking the bear, man. Like, in fact, I'll do it right now. Yeah, Timothée Chalamet. Someone tell that guy to eat a sandwich. Because Jesus Christ, that guy was making me starve. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this guy. I'm like, yeah, I can see why this guy is a cannibal. He just doesn't get enough sustenance, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, things they didn't include in the movie, and I don't know if it's in the book, but how did they come off of being cannibalistic? Like, is it something that was like in the family? Like, did it have like some trait that made them cannibalistic? The other thing that was kind of, I don't know, like the movie, there's the mission where she's trying to find her mom, right? So after she figures out what she's doing with her mom, we're now left with another hour checking our watch to figure out what is the mission for this last hour of the movie.
That's what I mean when I say it feels like it went nowhere, because
Right.
You know, that, like you said, Ryan, that's obviously her mission throughout the movie is to find her mom. Yes, she does. And then yes, she does. And then it just goes absolutely nowhere. Yeah. Oh, she's fucking crazy and she's locked away in a mental asylum. Okay, where do we go from here? So, like you said, there's just a whole extra hour that this movie probably did not need.
An hour of the driest romance on screen with the most cinematography we can have to try to win awards is the way I felt about it.
Right, and this movie, it's like, you guys are right, though, you know? It's like, that's what it felt like. And when I was watching this movie, like 4 times this movie felt like it was about to end. And I was like, and then like the scene would pop up and like, what? And then again, it came to the point where it was like at the end. And by this point, I was like, I said it in my review, I was like, okay, put your glasses on, okay, well, what's going on?
Mike was getting up. He was getting ready to leave, and oh shit, there's another scene. Damn.
Well, that's it exactly. So it felt like it was about ending, and I was like getting like this, like on my. So I was on my seat like this, and I was like, oh no, actually,
no.
And here I am in the cinema like this. Oh, okay. Oh no, actually, sit down.
It gets to that point where you're like this. Oh, okay. Come on!
Photography shot for you guys.
Oh my!
Let's give me some more dry dialogue.
Oh, but this is the worst. This is the worst thing, right? And I don't know who chose the cinematography, right? But there's literally a shot right at the end where Taylor Russell and Timothy Chalamet characters like sitting on this grassy hill or whatever they're doing. They're having this conversation about how much they love each other or whatever. There's literally a shot where Timothy Chalamet like walks off, and you can see like that, like half his head and his body's just like that. And I'm like, does someone not know how to lift the camera up and show his face while he's walking?
Oh my god!
Was that like a Timothy Chalamet stunt double just walking past?
And there was another thing that I did not have enough time. I did not have enough time to touch on when I reviewed it, because if I did, review would have been like 10 minutes. And, you know, I've been trying to cut back on, you know, the length of time I review a movie. You know, if I can punch out a review and it's like 5-6 minutes, that's usually a pretty good time for me.
Yeah.
You know, if it starts to hit like 8-9 minutes for me, that's kind of like, okay, we need to find a way to cut it off. It's
yeah.
But one of the things I didn't get a chance to discuss was the cannibal aspect. The movie never really specifies what they are. You know, I don't even think they say the word cannibal once. That's the thing. They say eaters, but that's the thing. What is an eater? Are they supernatural in origin? Are they like, is it a mutation from a bloodline?
They don't explain it.
They don't explain it at all. It's just kind of a mystery. It's like, okay, are they animalistic? Are they vampire related? Like, what is going on here? Yep. Like, it's just a question I had that the movie completely failed to explain. You know, if you're going to set up the fact that, hey, these people are different from, you know, normal people, tell me what they are. Tell me what makes them function. You know, tell me what triggers them to act like this, or, you know, what gets them in that mood to feed on people. But no, they don't explain it at all. They just kind of expect the audience to go with it.
Right.
Right.
Just like I said, it just kind of adds to the feeling of being anticlimactic and being a waste of time.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, dude, 100%. And I think we're all in agreement with the movie. Yeah. We've got a couple more comments, so we'll see if we can get through some comments here. So sorry if you guys have commented, we are a bit delayed. But Josh says, this is a movie I actually mean to watch. He says, watching Aftersun for the first time was one of the best days of my year. Made me realize how special life is, how important family and memory is. I'll never forget that day. Have any of you guys seen Aftersun?
I have not. I've heard of it.
Not.
No, okay. So it's a movie that I've not seen either, but I've like pretty much everyone who's seen it on Letterboxd has rated like 5 stars. So I have a feeling it's going to be a good movie, but it could be one that's obviously not. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I want to check it out. So I'm glad that Josh, that you had that feeling and that it kind of made you feel that way. That's awesome memory. We've got to completely honest says this year I found out my favorite band is the Talking Heads. Oh, cool, man.
They're a punk band, I think.
Yeah, I've heard of them. So I'm glad that you found a favorite band, dude. That sounds pretty awesome. Noran saying, my best video this year was my Hellraiser Hulu review. Hit over 1,000 views in a few days.
Nice, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, great review as well, Noran. That's an awesome achievement, dude. And I saw his review like spike. That was awesome. We've got Jason or Millennial saying, hey, Mike and Nate, hope you're having a great New Year's Eve. So, hey, Jason, this was before Ryan joined. So, hey, man, hope you're well. And Josh says, my channel's done so well this year. 1,800 views on Bones and all, 1K and others. I'm super grateful for the support.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, well done on hitting those. Big numbers, dude. That's awesome. We've also got Jason saying, thanks for being so nice to me this year, Mike. You've helped me so much and I appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. Well, welcome, dude. Yeah, and I know you've kind of like been on collabs with Ryan as well.
Yep.
I don't know if he's been on a collab with Nate before. I don't think so. Not
Sorry,
yet.
I'm trying to answer a question for somebody.
No, it's cool. It's cool. So yeah, no worries, Jason. Yeah, great guy. And tomorrow night, me and Jason are going to be launching a Back to the Future monthly live stream as well. So more to share about that tomorrow. We've also got Jimmy Lee saying Happy New Year. See you soon. Yes. So hey, Jimmy Lee, hope you're well. She's in Australia, so it's New Year for her now. So Happy New Year, Jamie. Hope you're well. And she says, far big night, clearly can't talk. Happy New Year, Nate and Mike. Yeah, so Happy New Year, Jimmy. We've got Trav saying, yo, Mike and Nate. So, hey, Trav, hope you're well.
What's up?
We've got Solus Trenchcoat saying, hey, what's up? So, hey,
Solus.
Hope you're well. I've got Josh saying, hey, Ryan, excited for our stream this week.
Same here, man. I've been wanting to get you on.
Me too. I'm excited to see you guys chat it up. I'll certainly tune in if I can. Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, yes.
Okay. Tuesday, I think I'm gonna late at work, so I'll be up and I'll be coming in live.
All right, man.
Expect a family cam comment. And so this Trenchcoat says, I haven't even heard of family camp.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Saved yourself a good thing there. Pete says, I'm back. Really enjoyed yesterday. Did need so much Ed Sheeran, though.
Much agreed.
Yeah, very much agreed. Definitely brings down that movie. But Pete says, love the Top Gun poster, Nate.
Oh, thank you. It was
dope.
Yeah, certain releases that I get here over here in North Carolina, they lay out posters in the main lobby for specific releases. So every once in a while. Sorry, I got a notification on my phone. Shit, sorry.
Well, while this remembering, we've got Joseph in evening, guys. So, hey, Joe. Hope you're well. Josh says, and this is a movie that Ryan can relate to. He says, Grim Cuddy is the worst thing I saw. It's about a killer meme.
That's horrible. Yeah, that was number 4 on my list. That was really bad. I watched that a couple of weeks ago, and I was home just from work, and oh, man. I put it on. It was bad.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think, was it on Hulu? Was that right?
Yeah, Hulu.
Yeah, so we don't have Hulu over here. We have a subscription service called Star, and it's part of Disney Plus, so you get it included. So that, I guess that's our kind of like Hulu to an extent.
I gotcha.
I saw it on there, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
It's bad, man. The ending's even worse.
Right. Oh, man, I think I'd rather watch Family Camp.
Who knows? You may like Family Camp. I don't know.
Well, to be fair, you guys know how bad movies I've seen. So Family Camp, I might be like, wow, this is great. Probably not. I've got 3D Movie Cinema saying, hey, what's up, fellas? Happy New Year. Last couple of hours of your year. Can't wait to see what you three have come up in 2023. So, hey, Jacob Collins, hope you're well. Yeah, Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to everyone who's watching as well. Hope you have a great year. We've got 6 minutes before it's New Year here in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
6 minutes, guys. So I'm excited. We've got Exploitation saying, happy 2023. I'm not in the future. I'm just in GMT +1. So, hey, Rob. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing good. And Noah says, almost dinner time over here. Got steak, biscuits, and mac and cheese tonight as a final dinner of 2022.
Nice. Dude, my son would devour that steak, Norman.
I don't know. I might just order a pizza or some shit like that. I'm starving.
Hey, pizza's a good shout.
Alcohol makes me start thinking about food. I can't help it.
And Exploitation says, ignore bad movies, spread love for movies you like, don't add to the internet hate machine. Well, we just took a dogging on bones and all, so I'm sorry, dude.
Snores and all.
That's actually a good talking point that someone has asked me about. What do you guys think about that? Because I know there are certain critics out there on the internet that, they may talk about a bad movie, but they don't do a top 10 worst list or anything like that. Just because I get where they're coming from. They're passionate about movies and they're passionate about film. They don't want to, shit on the thing that they like. Mm-hmm. I mean, for anyone that follows Chris Stuckman, he stopped doing, the top 10 worst list, and he used to do one every single year. And I don't think it's really a thing of, they're bad movies, but, we watch them because, it's a passion. It's something we love doing. Mm-hmm. And, we love talking about them, whether or not, they're good or bad or not. So, I mean, the way I look at it is, I can appreciate all the good stuff, from the year. That's why you make a top 10, best list. But at the same time, you can kind of go back and appreciate, even appreciate the bad stuff. That's why you make, a top 10 worst list. Mm-hmm. It's not that you're trying to spread, hate or anything like that. You're just going, hey, these are the top 10, best movies I saw this year. And these are the top 10, not so good movies I saw this year.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a matter of, these movies are fucking stupid. They should have never have existed. I don't think it's like that. There are probably people like that out there, but for us, I think it purely just comes from a love perspective because it's just something we love doing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's a tough one, right? Because I appreciate like Chris Stuckman and the position that he's in and making movies.
Oh, dude, he's great. Like when Shady Oaks drops, I'm excited.
Yeah, like it'll be cool to see like his first feature and see like what he can do. And I think in terms of like if you were like a filmmaker of like that status and he's got like millions of followers, I think he's in a position where he probably can't trash a movie.
Yeah,
because it's going to be like, oh well, this guy, like this guy's trashing movies, but he wants to make movies,
Yeah.
Whereas I think like with like us guys, like I think it makes us more relatable. Mm-hmm. Because when people come to our channels, the thing is, right, like we might not like a movie, but other people may love it.
Right.
But like the business, like for me personally, so when I talk about a bad movie, I might say, all right, guys, this movie's terrible. Or like in my worst list, I said like The Forgiven is terrible. I can't recommend it unless you definitely want to check this movie out. Mm-hmm. I think it's how you position the bad movies, because, for example, like Stuckman talks about movies that he likes, right? So that's cool.
Right.
But at the same time, we all know deep down he's seen movies that he hates.
Oh yeah.
Like, and he can't talk about it, and I'm just like, well, like why restrict yourself? If we only talked about movies that we all like, we'd have like 10 videos out in a year.
Well, I think I can kind of relate to Stuckman in a way because it's no secret to anyone who follows me or knows me personally. I got an ambition about making movies one day. So is there going to come a time where I'm going to have to stop making top 10 worst lists just because I'm going to be probably talking to some of those people that I've done really horrible reviews for their movies? It's very possible. I mean, I can kind of see the predicament he's in. He may not be able to kind of make those kind of videos anymore because, he is more hands-on in the film industry now as opposed to just sitting behind a camera and talking about shitty movies on the internet.
Yeah.
I would say it's more of a give and take though, because the thing is when like, I know like me and Ryan covers early screeners from say like Shudder. Mm-hmm. And there'll be certain movies we watch where we'll be like, oh look, this might be this person's first directorial debut. They probably did the best they could with the budget they have, but like the budget like let them down, or like the script work by someone else who wrote the movie.
Right.
But like sometimes we'll say like, oh look, we'd like to see their future work, but this movie just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. I think it's fair, like us, not just to sit there and be like, "Oh, this movie's amazing, 5 out of 5, and it's terrible."
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's just a fake review, and people's stream is going to be like, "Well, that's fake," So, by the way, Happy New Year, guys! It is officially midnight here.
Happy New Year to
you!
And it's January 2023. So,
all right.
Happy New Year to all you guys watching after the fact or live. And let's have a great new year, guys. Let's make it maybe the best year that we can. And I'm excited to see what Nate and Ryan has in store this year. I'm expecting big things.
I got a few cool ideas. It's just a matter of, can I pull through with them and make them work and have them stick the landing? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we've got Pete saying Happy New Year, everyone. So Happy New Year, man. And
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and I say I think it's one of those where like you guys have got ideas, and I've got Joseph one saying Happy New Year as well. So Happy New Year, Joe.
Happy New Year, Joe.
So Nate, I think it's one of those things where like you said, you got some ideas. I've done a video on what I've got coming up in the year. I know Ryan's working on bits and pieces as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just do your thing, guys. I'm excited.
Well, I think I touched on with you of kind of redesigning the thumbnails again. Because I like I like what I've done with my most recent thumbnails, but I kind of feel like they're a variant of what everybody else has been doing. And it's not me taking shots at people who make thumbnails like mine. It's just, I want to try and do me. I want to try and be, as original as I possibly can. So I got some ideas for some thumbnails that I'm going to experiment with and see how they work out. But I also got, you can see I've updated the backdrop again. I rearranged my entire room. I got plans to finally buy a PC this year. So hopefully my video quality will get a little bit better, and, my editing skills will get a lot more better as well. Got plans to buy an updated camera. So, camera's not going to look like shit. And I got a green screen for Christmas. So I'm going to try and utilize that in any way that I can. So
nice.
I've got a few ideas cooking up here, but they won't really be known until, I decide to use them. But
all the time.
Well, I know like Ryan's been doing like some video editing and got a mic for Christmas, right?
Yep, got that.
Yeah. So
my audio.
Right. And Ryan, so we've talked about this. So for anyone who's who doesn't know, I've been covering like Michael J. Fox's filmography on the channel. And coming up very soon, I've got Jason and Ryan on for a collab for the movie Greedy. And me and Ryan's talked privately, and Ryan's like, wow, I've changed so much in like 5 months. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just goes to show, like even a little bit of time goes past and you're like, wow, okay, like this was what I was like a couple months ago, and this is where I'm at now.
Right.
So we've got Solus Trenchcoat saying Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year. Solus.
And we've got Jason saying, what's 2023 like? What I'm doing, I'm celebrating with my beer and I'm talking to some good friends. So I'm good, personally.
The sky isn't burning right now, so it must be good.
And I would normally just be watching a TV countdown timer, so I'm doing something far better than that.
What is it?
So I'm happy.
What is it? What is it? Chicken Little says in that Chicken Little movie. What is it? The sky is falling. The sky's not falling, so it's gotta be good.
Yeah, exactly. We've got the Circle Club saying, "Hey mate, just want to stop by and say Happy New Year." Also, Happy New Year to you too.
Happy New Year.
And Solus Trenchcoat says, have you done Class of 1984 yet? Yes, I have. Yeah. So on my channel, I've got a playlist of Michael J. Fox filmography reviews. That was one of the early ones I did with Rashad G as part of the collab. So yeah, go check that out. I got Circle Club saying 5 more hours. Yeah. Is it 5 more hours for you guys as well?
Yep.
Yeah, it just passed 7 p.m. where I'm at.
Same here.
Right. So by the point when it'll hit midnight for you, I'll be flat out asleep.
It's okay. I'm probably going to confuse my body, but I'm going to finish this. I'm going to drink an energy drink, probably play some Star Wars The Old Republic, and just kind of chill out.
Sounds good.
Hey, sounds good, my friend. Sounds good. So we've got some more comments to catch up on.
Okay.
We've got so saying Happy New Year, dude. Lego saying, so Mike, I live in Kuwait in the Middle East. That's why it's 2 a.m. for me right now.
Oh. Wow.
Damn, dude.
Wow. Okay. I know. Obviously, Lego commented this a little while ago, so it's probably nearly 3 a.m. right now for him.
Yeah. So you're like way ahead of the curve, buddy.
Yeah.
Right. So Happy New Year, Lego, and thank you for tuning in from Kuwait. That's pretty awesome. Hope you're well. And Norman says, Ryan, you grabbed the Halloween End Steelbook yet?
So funny story about that. So I watch a lot of YouTubers go hunting every week for like movies and stuff. And a lot of them didn't have the Halloween End Steelbook. I went to a Best Buy yesterday. I've never seen this. They literally had 12 steelbooks, and they literally ran out of room that they started stacking the steelbooks on top of them on the shelf.
What?
I could not believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, but we don't have the Top Gun steelbook.
But you'll have all the Halloween End steelbooks in the world, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad looking steelbook, but I can't watch that movie again. I'm sorry. I just can't.
It's the problem with Halloween Ends is it feels like there's too many creative cooks in the kitchen. It's almost like they had a leftover script laying on a desk somewhere at the studio, and they were like, okay, well, we want to do another Halloween movie, but we really don't have a story that we want to tell. Well, why don't we just take this script over here, throw Michael Myers in it, and see what happens? And that's just how it feels to me, personally.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those movies that I felt like there was a lot of hype for it, and then they just really disappointed us. I mean, they promised this big fight scene with Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, and we get a 10-minute scene, and we get a new character that most of us don't care about. I mean, if it led to something where, he was going to be introduced, later on in the franchise, for whatever they were cooking up, I mean, it would have made sense. But it just, I don't know. They make him real. I mean, like I said, Michael could have been in a wheelchair, just being wheeled around, to try to kill people. But
that is horribly awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, it just didn't do it for me.
Man, I remember in that movie. I don't know about you. Sorry, very quickly. I don't know about you guys, right? But in that movie, right? So when Michael and Corey go to that one house and they do the killing together, right? The next scene, literally, as soon as that scene ends, he's on a motorcycle with Allison. And for like a very quick second, me and my brother
was Michael.
We're like, "Is that Michael back of that motorcycle, like holding on like this?"
Oh my god, yeah, that would have been that. I probably
really wish it was.
I probably would have walked out if I had saw that. I would have been like, I
would have loved if that was the case, and then you just got like the song "Take My Breath Away" just playing on the background.
It's like it's Top Gun.
Oh man, that would have been amazing.
Oh god. Here's the thing. I appreciate the alcohol. I appreciate the overall theme of the movie, if that makes sense. The movie's got a really good theme about facing your inner demons and not letting them overtake you. You know what I mean? I do feel like if they really wanted to go with this Corey angle like they did, they probably could have like if they really wanted to do it from a storytelling standpoint, why not have his character show up in Halloween, Kills, build him up a little bit, and then going in, establish that he's a little fucked up, and then going into this movie, you start to see that transformation. And then by then, you already know enough about him to where you can kind of sympathize with him a little more, and it doesn't feel as rushed or sudden. I said that in my review. If they had done that, I felt like this movie could have been a little more well received than what it was. But it just kind of felt half-assed towards the end. It's almost like the movie was trying to focus so hard on this Corey aspect and what's going on with his character that at one point they totally forgot that they were a Halloween movie. And then and then all of a sudden remembered, oh yeah, we're a Halloween movie. Michael Myers, everybody.
Yeah.
Did you watch the hangout and chat the other week when Ryan joined me?
I did not. I was dealing with some stuff.
Sure. Well, so the reason I say this is because me and Ryan were talking about this the other week, and it was announced somewhere. I read it online. So basically, like Blumhouse had the rights for Halloween. So this new trilogy they've just made with David Gordon Green. Mm-hmm. And in the original Halloween, when one of the Halloweens when Michael Myers gets like shot off the roof, or he falls off the roof, and he's just lied there as he's dead. Mm-hmm. And the camera pans on Jamie Lee and pans on him, and he's not there. So the story was going to go forward where they introduced Corey in the third movie, and then they were going to start a new trilogy with him and Allison, and like they were going to have him like get killed off the roof, and then when they turn back to him, he's not going to be there. So very similar to the Laurie Strode Michael angle. Mm-hmm. But because the rights have been gone back to the original owners, mm-hmm. the Halloween end script was like, oh shit, we can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why that whole movie, I was like, me and Ryan were talking about this, feels as if it's like this Corey guy was introduced far too late and they didn't know what to do with him at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the reason as to why, like you, Nate, as in my review, like he should have been introduced in Halloween Kills as this, like guy you can root for. Maybe end it with, that babysitting moment where the kid falls off. And like Michael experiences it and be like, oh, because Michael let him live, he maybe turns in his mind to be like, this guy accepts this incident, but we don't get that. So
no.
But so yeah, right. You get the Steelbook.
I'm not getting the Steelbook. I did get, however, for Christmas, I did get the 6 through 8 set. My wife's brother got me the set for Christmas, 6 through 8. So I got those. So I have almost all of them, except for I didn't buy Ends, and then I don't have the Rob Zombie ones because they don't have those on 4K.
Gotcha.
Right.
I got 2 more things on the Halloween Kills just because they're on top of my head. One of the other things I didn't like is I didn't like the fact that the movie tried to treat Michael Myers like it's a mantle, kind of like Batman. You know what I mean? Like it to me, it sounded like they were trying to treat the Michael Myers name like a mantle to where it's something that could be passed around to another person. That just really irked me the wrong way. I'm like, Michael Myers is not Batman. Right. Like Michael Myers is a person, and there's only one Michael Myers. So why they're trying to go, oh, Corey's the new Michael Myers, I just wasn't buying it. Also, did you guys laugh really hard at the death of the kid at the beginning of the movie?
I was just kind of shocked, really.
I laughed.
Same.
I saw the movie with my cousin, and I don't know if it's the way it's shot or just the timing of it, but we're sitting there, we're watching it, and this kid is just being a fucking shithead to Corey the whole time. You're like, man, I just want to get this little shit. You kind of half expecting Michael Myers to show up just to kill the kid. So, we got one thing going on in our head about where this is going to go, and it's right at the moment where he locks Corey in the attic. And the way they shoot it, he's just kicking on it, and the door just, I don't know what it was. The door swung open, smacked that kid in the face, and it cuts to the parents on the on the first floor of the house. Mm-hmm. And it's just dead quiet for like maybe a solid 5 seconds, and then just bam, fucking kid just hits the floor like a sack of potatoes, man. I don't know. It was just something about the way it was edited. It just caught me off guard, and I laughed my ass off. I was like, dude, he just fucked that kid up. That's what that little shit gets for being an asshole. Maybe I'm just a little bit sociopathic. I don't know, but maybe. I don't know why. But and I get where you guys are coming from. It's supposed to be this really shocking moment, but me and my cousin just kind of looked at each other, and we just both burst out laughing when the title came on after that. I was like, well, oh, that's hell of a way to open the movie.
Yeah, hey, fair enough, dude. Yeah, I think we're both in shock. We've got Adam saying, "Hey, happy New Year, everyone, 2020."
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
What's up, buddy?
Well, he says, "How's everyone doing?"
Doing awesome.
Doing good.
Hope you're doing good, man.
I'm surviving.
Doing good. And we've got Jason saying, "I have to go to work. Have a good stream. Hopefully this year will be better than the last."
I hope so.
Have a great shift, Jason, and hope you have a good New Year, my friend.
Things got pretty hairy towards the end of 2022 for me.
Oh, no, fair enough, dude. I've got Harry saying, "I thought the first scene of Halloween Ends was the best scene in the movie. I wish it kept that tone." Yeah.
You mean in a shocking way, or oh, that's fucked up, but that's hilarious kind of way?
I don't know what I say. Like, me and Ryan both think it was shocking way. I definitely didn't expect it.
No.
So
I don't know. Maybe I just got a dark sense of humor. Maybe I just like the idea of little shits just getting what's coming to them. I don't know. Maybe that's why I couldn't be a dad. I don't know.
Maybe, dude. But yeah, I agree with you though, Harry. Definitely agree. Let's have a look. We've got quite a few other comments here, so I just got to scroll back.
Okay.
And I've got Harry saying, "Hey, Happy New Year." So hey,
Happy New Year, Harry.
Happy New Year, buddy.
And also Lego as well. So hey, Lego.
Happy New Year, Lego.
Right. Let's have a look. Right. Okay, we need to call. So Josh says HMV I work at has, no joke, 250 copies of Top Gun in 4K.
Oh my gosh! Well, they need to send them over to America because we don't have any apparently.
Right? Why is nobody buying them? What the fuck, man? It's only like what the second high. Well, no, it's like what the highest grossing movie of 2022.
You want to actually speaking on the most movie that was bought. I don't know if you saw it, Mike, but did you see on the Disc Father? He announced the highest copies of movies that were sold, and it was Spider-Man for the year.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it was pretty crazy.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Spider-Man's still popular.
Yeah, well, I mean, great movie, like different variations of the Blu-ray 4K covers and stuff as well, Steelbook.
Right.
So I'm not really surprised. Yeah. I mean, I think highest grossing movies of the year has definitely got to be Top Gun and Avatar.
Oh yeah.
Because Avatar just passed $1 billion, I think.
But yeah, I better have a good Steelbook. That's all I gotta say.
I hope. Well, I don't know, because in a way, like, we still haven't got the first Avatar to 4K release.
That's true too.
So I don't know what James Cameron's doing. You know, that could be big money.
I just think it's a little insane that the bar for this movie has to be $2 billion. Otherwise, it's not going to make a return. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it is.
Shoot. Hold on. I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh, the fireworks?
Yeah, somebody's shooting off fireworks outside.
Yeah, I got a few around me too.
But I don't know, in a way, if that's because also of Avatar like 3 and 4 as well, because I know you shot these back to back, and the budget was like 400 million, obviously then plus marketing, whatever.
Well, James Cameron said the reason that they shot parts of Avatar 3 and 4 back to back is because they didn't want to have a Stranger Things. He said this, and I quote: "This is what I heard him say." He said they just didn't want a Stranger Things situation where the actors kind of age over time. You know, they want all the child actors to kind of be in the same position and look that they're in right now. That way, you know, going into the third movie, it feels like a natural transition rather than, oh shit, they just magically aged for no reason.
I would love to know how long that took to shoot all 3 of those movies back to back.
Can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that these actors were holding their breath for 7-8 minutes underwater in mocap suits? That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
James Cameron is a madman, and I love him, dude. I haven't had a chance to review. I haven't had a chance to review the movie yet, but it'll be coming soon.
It's nuts. Yes, I agree with you, Ryan. It's tough to kind of know like how long he like took to film them. But I mean, in a good way though, like it makes sense for what Nate was saying about like, you know, everyone stays the same age. But also the fact, like, you know, the first movie, the highest grossing movie ever, and then obviously the sequel didn't come for like 12 years or so afterwards.
Yeah.
And now this movie's already made over $1 billion already.
Yep.
And he's in his arsenal, I think his plan is to release a new movie every 2 years. So he's already got lined up the next, say, 2 movies. So he's like, all right, cool. I've got 4 years to make the 4th entry or the 5th entry, even.
Well,
and then in the meantime, every 2 years, this movie's going to garner over probably $1 billion.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if we'll even get the 4th one, because James Cameron said that, you know, the 3rd one is going to come out, but he said the 3rd one is going to end in such a way that even if another one doesn't come out after that, it'll feel like the complete story. So it really makes me wonder if he's got faith in whether or not the studio is going to let him continue to make these movies. You know, because, I mean, first Avatar, dude, it broke so many records and made how much money? It was the highest grossing movie of all time for 10 years until Avengers Endgame came out. You know, so the bar is already set so high just because the first movie accomplished so much. So it's a matter of, you know, how much can we outperform ourselves before the studio won't let us try anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
well, that's it. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the viewer Drew saying, "Hey, what's up?" So, hey, Drew, hope you're well. This is a bit of a funny comment. We've got Solar's Trenchcoat saying, "My highlight of the year is all the adventures I go into with my online friends because I cherish their friendship, even when one of them invites random strippers and celebs to our private hangouts."
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Wow, man, sounds like a crazy time.
Random strippers I could probably understand, but where the hell are you getting celebs?
What kind of celebs?
What kind of celebs? Are they local or are they TV celebs?
Well, if you're still watching, let us know what celebs. I'd be interested.
If you got Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, let me know.
I've got Harry saying, "Happy New Year's, guys. It's been so great meeting you, and thank you for helping me get into this community."
Yeah, no problem.
Well, you're welcome, Harry. Yeah, I first discovered your channel through Ryan, actually. And Ryan's Hangouts on Tuesday and Wednesdays, or whatever day of the week he does them, you know? That's how I saw Harry's channel. So how did you find Harry's channel, Ryan?
I just go through YouTube in general. I always like to, whenever a new movie comes out, I always like to see, because sometimes there's, you know, you get the big guys that pop up all the time, Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman. But if I see a channel I haven't heard of before, like I'll look at it. And, you know, I think when I found his channel, you know, a lot of times when you find a smaller channel, you know, a lot of people, they're trying to find their niche and they're trying to, you know, figure out what they're doing. And I saw his channel and I looked at his subscriber count. I think he had like 40 subscribers or something. I'm like, are you kidding me? This guy's videos, they're really professional. Like they sound really good. And he seems like he knows what he's talking about and stuff. And I subscribed right away and I followed him right away. And that's pretty much how I just came onto his channel. So yeah, that's pretty much how I discovered him.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Me and Mike were talking about it earlier. You know, I really don't think it matters how professional your videos are. You know, because the YouTube algorithm is going to push whatever it wants to push, and you know, you could be a YouTuber just starting off and have probably the greatest quality that you could probably get for any kind of video, but since you're starting off, YouTube is not really going to recommend you as much. It's really strange, you know, but I don't know. I mean, take it from me. I mean, one video gained about 500 subs overnight. So
yeah,
YouTube is going to do what YouTube wants to do. And, you know, there's nothing you can really do. Best you can do is just keep making videos, punch them out, and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely got to agree with Ryan though. Yeah, like Harry said, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you know, like I like with you, Ryan, as well. Yeah, when I saw Harry's channel, I was like, wow, you know, like the audio quality, the picture quality is great, and like he has a good way about talk about movies that I really like as well. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. So yeah, Harry's definitely a great YouTuber. Definitely want to collab with him more in the future as well. Right, let's have a look. So we've got some comments to catch up with. You guys are killing it with the comments, so yeah, just thank you guys. We've got Lego saying, and also another highlight of the year for me was definitely the massive globe to my channel. And those trailers were definitely the best and well-received videos on my channel. So that's awesome, man. Yeah, and Lego's got some very cool like custom trailers and stuff he's been doing. So
that's awesome, dude.
Keep it up. He also said, last night I saw a movie called Yes Day with Jenna Ortega. It's the most generic family-related movie I've seen. Kids hate parents, kids like parents, and stuff goes to hell, and then happy ending.
I haven't heard of that one.
So pretty much every family comedy in existence, more or less.
Yeah, it's one of the. I mean, Jenna Ortega, I'm a fan of hers, you know. But she's in a great movie all the time now.
Yeah.
She's only 20, I think, or 21, I think. Yeah. Very young in her career.
Oh yeah, she's got a longer career.
Right.
Well, think about it, man. There's tons of actors out there that have been in some dog shit and that have been in some really good movies. I mean, look at everybody. Look at everybody that was in movie 43.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, dude, Hugh Jackman with balls on his throat. I shit you not. It's exactly what you're picturing. It's Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and he's got a scrotum CGI'd on his fucking throat, man.
What?
And he's on a blind date with Kate Winslet, and the joke is literally, he's got balls on his neck. He's bending over, and now the balls are hanging down in the soup. Oh, here comes the baby. Oh no, don't hold that baby. Oh no, guess what? The baby's got balls on its head now.
Sounds awful.
The movie is really dumb.
Sounds it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's just bad sketch comedy. Like, you can find better sketch comedy on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I might check it out at some point, but that doesn't sound good.
No.
No one says Disney owns Barbarian. Yeah, Ryan was saying there, and
apparently so.
And Harry says running the bases gets a 4K, and somehow Nightcrawlers are on VLK. And
man.
Yeah,
I think the Abyss they're updating, Harry. I read something that's supposed to get an update, so we may get our wish on that one.
Nightcrawler needs a 4K. It does.
I hope so, because like Noran and Pete are saying here as well. Disney should give the rights to Arrow Video to put out on Barbarian. Yeah,
that would be some cool artwork.
Dude, I'm telling you, I need Barbarian for the damn physical media shelf. I need it. I was able to get my hands on every movie I wanted this year. I need Barbarian.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And Pete saying Barbarian was fantastic. Such a shame Disney won't release it.
I agree.
Yeah. I think they will with demand, right? Because like over here in the UK, we got like a very limited cinema release, like months after it got released in the States.
Right.
And then eventually it dropped on Disney Plus without kind of like a heads up, as far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's coming. I think they're testing the waters because they know fans want the movie.
Right.
So they'll be like, right, well, let's see how it performs on streaming. It's obviously going to perform well. So they'll be like, right, well, let's put it out on DVD. Then they'll be like, let's put it out on Blu-ray.
Which one of you guys got fireworks? I'm hearing
fireworks.
That's
me. That's me in the background.
We've also got Lego News saying, some real creepy shit just happened. My TV just turned on by itself, and I'm sitting on my desk while I'm remote on my night table. What kind of year is this?
Hey, it might be an omen, man. You might want to call a priest or get a blessing. Maybe sage the place. make sure there's no poltergeists under the bed.
I hope everything's okay, dude. I hope it's not the ring.
Good question. Death by the ring or death by the grudge?
Ooh. I don't know.
The grudge would be quicker.
Yeah. Because the ring is 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought.
Yeah. At least the grudge would get me quicker and just top me off while I'm there, you know.
Don't get me wrong. Samara is creepy when she comes out of that TV, but something about the the Grudge ghost just horrifies the shit out of me. I remember seeing the movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar, dude. Oh man, I got it on Blu-ray, but God, that's probably one of the most horrifying films I've ever watched.
Yeah.
So we've got Josh. So this was a little while ago. He says about Bones and All. He says Bones and All was pretty good. A very slow burn, which builds character through sort of body movements and performances. A pretty unique film, which has its mild problems. Then he also says, I can't pronounce the surname, but Luca is a master of body movements. The way he works with the human body is extremely unique, which is seen in Suspiria and others. Have you guys seen Suspiria?
I have.
And do you kind of agree with that comment?
I mean, Suspiria was really weird too. Suspiria kind of reminds me of like a darker, like, have you ever seen The Black Swan?
No.
The Black Swan.
Yeah, it's like a darker Black Swan, I would say.
Okay.
I've never seen the original though. I've only seen the
with Natalie
the remake, and I don't know if he did the remake or not, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure on that. Because I'm not sure if he did. I don't know if he did the newer one or the older one. Because I haven't seen the original.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, Josh. I completely disagree with what you said. I think it's a crock of shit. I'll never watch Bones and All again. Once again, if you enjoyed it, man, more power to you. But some people out there like me just did not enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can definitely respect Josh. I know you dug the movie. And even like Solar Trends goes saying, it's okay to have a different opinion on the movie. It's okay to jokingly disagree or have a passionate debate, but don't hate someone for liking or disliking the movie. Yeah, absolutely.
No. Nobody's doing that here.
Yeah, and as I say, like if you guys like Bones and All, and I even said to people on my review saying they really enjoyed the movie, I was like, I'm glad you did. I didn't,
Yeah.
So, and he also says about where Crawdad's saying, Crawdad just felt like guy floats over a canoe to her host to do hanky panky, shit goes down, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I guess he didn't like Crawdads. I wasn't a big Crawdads fan either.
I'm laughing because it's kind of true the more you think about it, but I would still prefer where the Crawdads sing over Bones and All any day.
Well, same, but that's a good summary. Actually, I haven't heard that one.
Well, actually,
so as Trenchcoat says, if you want an interesting what kind of a movie, check out the French film Raw. It can be disgusting, but it's very good.
I mean, that's why I own it on Blu-ray.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, I'm yet to pick it up on Blu-ray. I'm waiting for the price to go down a little bit.
How much is it over there? I got this for like $10.
It's
$10.
It depends. It depends. I think at the moment it's about maybe $15, $16.
Okay.
But I like to wait till it go down a bit in price before I pick them up if I can.
Right.
It just depends. I'm not in like a urgent rush to buy it. It's on the list though at some point. But yeah, we'll definitely check out Raw though. Sellers Trenchcoat. That sounds pretty good. Let's have a look. Jason says the highlight for me this year was doing my first hangout and chat with Mike, who I hadn't met yet. One of my questions came up in the chat, and I got to tell myself, "Good question." Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, also have you in hangout chat. I was going to invite Jason tonight, but he's got work, so he couldn't come on. But again, he's on the Back to the Future stream tomorrow, so check that out.
Good.
I'm excited for that stream. So yeah, Jason, I'm glad that was a big highlight for you, dude. Been awesome to know you. I got True Action Star of the Deal says Happy New Year all. So yeah, Happy New Year, man.
New Year.
Well,
Happy New Year.
He says me and the wife are on the vodka. Might as well go and drink for another year.
There you go.
You know what?
Cheers, my friend.
Drink to that, man.
Cheers. And Jason also says Z Talks helped me meet people like Ryan, Jacob, Nora, and others that I'm so happy to meet and collaborate with. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about bringing the community together and people together. So I'm glad to meet Ryan. And I look forward to your hangout with Ryan on one of the nights as well. That would be good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got to get him on for a hangout. I had him on the collab, but not a hangout yet.
Right. It's only a matter of time, dude.
Yeah.
We've also got Joseph one saying, bad movie opinions don't bother me. Just because someone else doesn't like a movie doesn't mean I won't enjoy it. I watch regardless.
True.
Yeah, exactly. And
at the end of the day, all opinions are just very subjective. Just because you like something and I don't, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Yep.
Right.
It's the same way. Just because I like something and you don't like it, that doesn't mean I still can't enjoy it. And that doesn't mean you still can't hate it. You know?
Right. Exactly.
It's all opinion. It's all opinions at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely agree. Harry says, I think some movies deserve to get shit on. People need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A family camp.
Well, Jason says, I like seeing top 10 worst lists. Interested in seeing other people's opinions. Plus, Hollywood people are multimillionaires who think they know everything. They can take a little criticism.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That is true. That's very true.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. So, yeah, Jason, completely agree with you, my friend. We've got, Harry was saying about Halloween Ends. He was wanting to keep going in a shock and creative way.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Lego says, I only watched 6 new movies this year, and the Batman instantly takes #1 spot. The best Batman movie ever made, period, but still very slow pace and long, but still love it. Might rewatch it.
Mike would wholeheartedly agree with you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Love the Batman. That's my #1 movie of the year. Yeah,
I'm afraid, Mike, you might kill me when you watch my top 10 list.
It's
on there. It's on there. I'm not going to say where it is, though.
Well, dude, that's at the end of the day, like, everyone's got their own lists, you know. So if you hate the movie, you hate the movie. You know, I'm not going to diss you for that. So
right.
Oh no.
So yeah, like, well, I hope you get a chance to rewatch it, my friend. Harry says you guys are way too kind. Super lucky to have met you guys early on. Yeah, absolutely. And I say, I can't wait to collab with you again, my friend. And got off the cover saying, Happy New Year, guys. I guess it's 2023 for you already. Well, listen with me, but not those guys.
Coming up on 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I got about 4.5 hours left too.
Yep.
Well, so Ryan, what are you working on right now?
So I have a couple new videos that I'm doing this year. So I'm going to be doing it's like a physical media report. So like every Sunday, I'm going to drop a video for the Tuesday new releases here in America. And you just, talk about the 4Ks and stuff coming out. And I'll probably throw in my 2 cents of what I'm ordering and picking up.
Okay.
I'm also going to be doing a video every month that informs everybody of what new releases are coming out in theaters. So I'll be doing everything for January coming up. And I'm planning to see Megan this week coming up. So I'll be seeing that. I'm also going on vacation this week. So I'll probably be doing a vlog because I'm going to a football game. And I have a live stream with Josh this week on Tuesday. And that's what I got coming up for now. I may have like another review in there or something if I watch something. But yeah, that's what I got planned.
Yeah, sweet, man. Sounds good. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to be picking up on physical media.
Yeah, man.
Especially with your trip you're going to be doing to Kentucky.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what trips you're going to be able to get in. And I wonder if their Best Buys have Top Gun Maverick.
He went. So my buddy went yesterday, and there was one copy on the shelf, and he grabbed it because he didn't buy it yet.
Wow. Okay.
That was it. No steelbooks. He hasn't seen it yet.
Wow. Okay.
That's what we were talking about, that subject. It just doesn't make any sense.
But yet they'll probably have 20 family camps in Best Buy.
I don't think Best Buy got it though, because it's only on DVD and Best Buy doesn't carry DVDs.
Yeah, they all got Blu-rays.
Blu-rays and 4Ks only.
Speaking of physical,
it's coming.
Right. Walmart has it though.
Speaking of physical media, I bought Smile the other day.
Nice, dude. You got to watch the special features on that when you get a chance. It's cool how they put that together.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I'm telling you, this movie had no right to be as entertaining as it was.
The marketing is phenomenal for it.
Yeah, I agree.
I was scared going in. I thought it was going to be just dumb and just atrocious, but no, it turned out to be one of the bigger surprises of 2022.
The score is amazing in that too. I think it's one of the creepiest scores. I don't know if you noticed this, but did you ever go watch through the credits? I don't know if you noticed this, but when you go through the credits, the music actually gets louder and louder and louder.
Yeah, I did notice that. Dude, I I think the creature design on the entity itself is just horrifying, man. The ending scene is very reminiscent of Drag Me to Hell. If you've seen Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, I love Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, I love it too, man.
That needs 4K.
It does. I think I got the collector's edition.
Yeah, Shout Factory made that, but hopefully Shout Factory will make a 4K because they've upgraded a lot of their Blu-rays that they've done. So hopefully they have the rights to do the 4K eventually. I'll pick it up.
Right.
Yeah, I hope so. That Smile was awesome though. Yeah, like the score and like what you were saying, Ryan, I think is the fact that they built the hospital like set because they couldn't use a real hospital.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I know it is. Like I didn't expect that at all. And even the music, how they created the music, they just use like simple objects to create the music. So that's cool when like a movie can do that. I mean, there's not a ton of special features on it, but there's like enough. There's like a small little documentary and just little small little knit things in there.
Well, this one I picked up, it's got the original short film on it that inspired the whole thing. So
yeah.
So I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
the guy that made this one, he's going places.
I can't wait to see whatever he does next. I love that movie.
Yeah, I think like I agree with you, Ryan. I think like the marketing for that movie was so great. Like those people in like a baseball game in America, just sat there smiling and like.
I remember that, dude. That freaked me the hell out. I was like, okay, they're going way too hard with the marketing for this movie.
Yeah,
it worked though. I mean, it did make a profit, right?
Yeah,
it made like $200 million.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good for a return. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the budget was like 40. I think I could be wrong.
Well, that's a hit because say the marketing was double that. That's 80.
Yeah,
right.
100. So I mean, like, you know, I mean, the thing is, right. So the funny thing is, I was actually thinking about Smile the other day, and I think it was saying Ryan's list. I think it was on your best list, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's right. And then I was sitting there the other day, and I was in my car. And I tried to do like the biggest smile I could, right? Because I was thinking of that movie and the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
After like 2 seconds, I was like, "Oh, my cheeks hurt." I was like, "How do these people in the baseball game keep that smile for however long?"
I can't even do it. Like my eyes like tense up when I do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
The marketing, brilliant. Like such a simple marketing ploy. And simple like movie premise, and I think like horror in 2022 in general was a good year.
Yeah, there was a lot of good horror movies that came out this year.
I don't think this year is going to match up to this past year. I think it's going to be really hard too. I mean, we're going to get horror movies obviously, but I'm not really sure if it can really match up to what we got this year. I think this was just a really fun year.
I mean, after Megan, we got the new M. Night Shyamalan movie that's coming out,
which does look really good. I only watched the teaser trailer.
It does.
Yeah, Knock at the Cabin.
Shyamalan is like Michael Bay to me. I got a hate-love relationship with that guy.
Every once in a while, I would say, did you hate Old?
I did not hate Old. I think it's one of his more surprising films.
Actually. I thought, Mike, you didn't like Old, from what I remember. Did you not like Old?
I've not seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Okay.
Nah.
It wasn't bad, but it's not the best movie he's ever made. He's made some really shitty movies that I absolutely despise with a passion. But when he cranks it up and he's able to actually make something that's decent, he goes pretty hard on it, man. So you know, he's definitely the Michael Bay of thrillers. That's how I like to put it.
Well, let me tell you guys about some horror movies we've got coming up next year. So I'm excited for Megan. I think it's just basically the alternative Chucky. I'm intrigued for.
January movie. Looks like a January movie.
It is a January movie. Right. So horror movies we've got next year. So, well, technically this year for me, but next year for you guys so far.
Right.
So we've got Megan. We've got the latest installment in the Insidious chapter.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, in July.
Holy shit. Okay.
We've got the Meg 2.
I didn't see the first one. I have no interest.
Well, it's Jason Statham.
I enjoy the first Meg for what it is, but do we really need a sequel?
I probably won't watch that, honestly.
Okay, I think, to be honest, one of the best horror movies we're going to get this year is Evil Dead Rise. I think that's going to be awesome.
I've seen the promo photos for that. I don't know. I like the Evil Dead, but once again, that's one of those franchises. Like, what's the last Evil Dead movie we had? It was the remake in 2013, right?
Which was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
The gore effects in it are incredible.
Yeah. Well, I actually watched Army of the Darkness for the first time this year, and I love that as well.
I love Army of Darkness. It's such a fun movie.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this Evil Dead Rise, from what I heard, is like they've been having like very early test screenings and it's been getting like really well received.
Good.
And plus, obviously, with it being a property of like Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell executive producing, I can't imagine they would make a bad movie with like the legacy that this franchise has got. So anyway, we've got Evil Dead Rise. We've probably got the remake of The Exorcist.
Yep.
New trilogy.
No. So, pass.
Oh, it's directed by David Gordon Green. So
okay. Never mind. I retract what I just said.
We got Knock at the Cabin, the M. Night Shyamalan one, so I'm in due for that.
Right.
One that I'm not looking forward to is The Nun 2.
Yeah, I know you hate the first one.
Oh, why did we need a sequel to that?
Oh man, that first one's
one's awful, man. Fuck.
Well, you know what? Right, so I think I've said this before, but if not, I'm going to say it now, right? So I like the Conjuring movies, apart from the third one.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I like there.
So anyway, the nun character, when it was introduced, I was like in the Conjuring 2, I was like, wow, this is a creepy character.
Pretty scary.
Pretty simple concept. Yeah, right. So a simple concept, but I was creeped out by it. I was like, what the hell's this?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say is like, it's a creepy character. So when I heard the announcement originally they were going to make a nun movie, I was like, wow, this has the potential to be like one of the scariest movies like ever.
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I'll leave it at that.
the problem I have with the Conjuring movies is the Conjuring, the very first one when it came out, it kind of rejuvenized supernatural horror in a way. It's, we could still, it was one of those movies that very much said that, hey, we can still breathe life into the supernatural horror genre and it still be creepy and original and, it's able to creep us out.
Right.
But it just kind of got, I feel like the franchise just kind of got over bloated, especially with its own ego. It's like, oh, well, people like the first one, so we're going to do Annabelle, we're going to do The Conjuring 2. I do love The Conjuring 2. Conjuring 2 is probably one of my favorite horror movies of the past decade. I love it. But it just got so big and so high on its own ego that eventually they've come out with so many movies that are just not as good as, that first movie that came out. It's kind of a franchise that just kind of outdid itself. And, the magic of what made it scary from the beginning is just no longer there. And I don't know what the hell they were doing in The Nun, but that was nothing like what we saw in the original Conjuring at all. I'm just like, this feels like a whole nother film. Like, that's news to me. I didn't even know they were making a second one.
Well, get excited because they're making a fourth one.
We didn't even have a third one yet.
Conjuring 3?
Oh, I thought you meant The Nun. I was
no.
What?
No, Conjuring. They're making a fourth one.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I don't hate the third one like everyone else.
I didn't care for it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't hate it as much as because I already knew the story going in. I already knew about the Devil Made Me Do It trial, and I already knew the original story about the Glotzels and everything because, growing up, there was a show I used to watch. It was called The Haunting. It premiered on the Discovery Channel. And the entire thing were reenactments of supposed real paranormal cases that occurred. And one of the episodes was the Glotzel case. And it's one of the best episodes of the show. So I kind of already knew what the movie was about going in. I'm like, oh, cool, something familiar that I already know about. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't hate it as much as everybody else, but it's definitely not as good as the first two.
Nah, definitely not. And like what Pete says here, the Conjuring series has been milked so much there's so much spin-offs than the mainline entries.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you guys hate La Llorona? Curse of La Llorona?
No.
No.
I liked it. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it.
There's a lot of people that really hate it, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. I think, being honest with you, like in terms of all the spin-offs that they've done, I think La Llorona's a little bit underrated compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty creepy, where she drowns her kids and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's creepy.
Yeah.
And the thing about La Llorona is there's so much real world mythology behind that movie that it kind of amplifies it. It makes it a little more creepier than what it should be. Because there are people out there that do genuinely believe that La Llorona does exist, and she will come for you if you're not careful. So,
yeah. I think it's a Spanish tradition or something like that.
It is.
Yeah.
When I was talking to Cherokee, a few months ago, we were talking about it. She's like, "Oh, you can't say her name a certain amount of times." I'm like, "So what?" She's like, "Beetlejuice." Like you say her name enough times, she's gonna come after you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. But yeah, I like that movie too, Ryan. Lego says Megan looks creepy as hell. Definitely not watching it.
I disagree. I think it looks pretty dumb. I don't know.
Everybody was watching it for that dance.
Right. that was a trend. Well, speaking of a movie coming out this year, we've got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I'm looking forward to that.
That is actually coming to my theater, and I'm excited, but at the same time, I am not excited. I am fully prepared to go in and just completely shred it apart.
I would love to get a screener for that one.
Me too. I'm looking forward to that one because it's from the guys who did the Mean one, I believe.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh no,
it's
from. I believe actually it's from the same director who did Fire Nado. So no, scrap that.
Man. It's from Encore.
Wait a minute. Isn't Winnie the Pooh like an open property? Like anybody can kind of adapt it?
I think so now. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the same director said after Winnie the Pooh they want to do Peter Pan as a horror.
Yes.
I don't like where this is going. Is there going to be a trend going on where classic Disney properties are being turned into horror films?
I think Bambi as well. I think Bambi as well, right?
Bambi?
Pretty sure.
Are you serious?
Sure Bambi.
Oh my god, this is neat. Anyway,
so Pete says Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. The costumes look like they were picked up from Poundland, aka Dollar Tree.
You guys. Dude, you hit it right on the nose. You ain't even lying.
Well, it's funny. My son saw the trailer. He saw me watching it, and he goes, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's Winnie the Pooh." He goes, "I totally want to see that." I'm like, "It's a slasher film." He goes, "That sounds awesome."
He's gonna watch Winnie the Pooh kill people, man. What the hell?
Well, I was joking with him because you know how Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if you watched it when you were a little kid. If you ever watched the cartoon.
Oh, dude, I watched it all the time.
Okay, but you know the part where he says, "I got a rumbly in my tumbly."
Yes.
I would love it before he kills people, going, "I got a little rumbly in my tumbly."
I'm trying to find it. Like, look, I got.
That'd be
Tigger.
Nice.
Got the book of Tigger down here.
So Ryan, how old's your son?
He's 11.
11. I can just imagine, right? In like say 10 years time or so, your son's grown up and everyone's talking about their childhood. And they're like, "Oh, so how was your childhood?" "Yeah, so Winnie the Pooh
I got to watch Winnie the Pooh decapitate people. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
It kind of reminds me, what was that Grinch movie that came out in 2022 that was like a pseudo horror.
Oh, the mean one.
Yeah. It was like a horror take on the Grinch. I saw the trailer for that. I was like, that looks fucking stupid.
Oh man! So me and Ryan got to check out the mean one as part of like an early screener. And oh man, there's some moments that's so laughable though.
Yeah,
it's good. It's like a good laughable though. You know, you're just like, oh man.
They should have brought back Jim Carrey. Like Jim Carrey probably could have needed a paycheck. Hey Jim,
I love the poster she has.
Jim, you wanna play the Grinch again, my guy? Yeah, sure. What do I got to do? You're just gonna put the costume on. You're gonna kill everybody that you see. Wait, what?
Pete says Megan looked okay till the dance sequence.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just over the whole killer doll trend. It's just been done to death so many times.
There actually is this famous movie that's at Dollar Tree. I don't know if you ever go in there, Nate, but
it's a Dollar Tree.
It's a Dollar Tree.
Then probably no.
It's a movie. It's called Robert, and there's like a big series on it, and he's a killer doll. His name's Robert, and there's like 4 of them or something, and I always see him in there, so I'm always intrigued to pick them up and just to see how bad they are because I see a few reviews on them.
Well, that's probably why I've never seen or heard of them.
So it's just called Robert?
I think it's called just Robert, I believe.
Right. So
that is weird.
IMDb, it has a 3.1 out of 10.
I think there's like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh man, it looks bad.
It came from Dollar Tree, Mike. Like, what were you expecting?
So the cool thing is, right, I'm on IMDb right now, and then like at the bottom it's got like the suggested titles, and it's got The Curse of Robert, The Revenge of Robert, Robert Reborn, The Toy Maker.
There's no way.
There's 4 sequels have followed, so there's 5 movies.
Oh my god!
Still
Is that one of those horror series that just kind of gained like a cult following? I guess.
I don't know, but here, Nate, it's on Tubi. You don't have Tubi over there, do you, Mike?
No.
That's what I thought. It's Tubi and then Voodoo. It's on Amazon Prime. It says for free.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course. If I had to pay any money for that, I'd be like, nope. 50 cents is too much.
I wouldn't mind watching. That's a good bad movie to watch, I think.
Maybe a series I'm gonna have to make on my channel. We've got Pete saying, "Wow, Robert's a busy boy."
Do you guys know who Micheal O Brien is by any chance?
Who is it?
Micheal O Brien. Have you ever heard of him?
No, doesn't seem to come to mind.
Okay, never mind then. He's okay, I guess the condensed version I could give is he's a filmmaker that is known for just making really bad, hilarious movies that kind of seem like student films. I don't know. It's hard to it's really hard to explain. I'd have to send you a trailer, but he's got a new movie coming out this year that just looks absolutely horrendous. Like the entire thing looks like it was filmed on a green screen. Like not a professional green screen. I'm talking a green screen that I got for Christmas that I stand in front of and say stupid shit. And the whole movie looks like that.
This sounds like For Love and Thunder.
and he takes copy and paste actors throughout a scene just to make it look like there's multiple people in one scene.
Oh my god.
And it's like whatever kind of rendering they were doing in post editing just didn't fully go through. So they'll do one motion and then it'll cut just for them to do the same motion over and over and over again. It's the most bizarre shit. It's so bad that I'm just like, there's no way that this guy is serious. Like, you know, like he's got to be fucking trolling. But yeah, he's got a movie coming out this year that is going to be releasing in my area.
Oh wow. Go see it. Make a vlog.
I'm gonna have to like
do it.
Oh man.
Well, we've got Tim. Tim saying, "Hey, all. I'm sorry late to the party, but Happy New Year." So
Happy New Year,
Tim.
He said, "What did I miss? A lot, dude.
A lot."
But he did say, "I'm going to go to the opening of Megan Wasted. That is the way God intended for the film to
be." In the words of Jeremy Johns, it's probably a better time if you're drunk.
Possibly. I've got Zach D Production saying, "What's going on here? Hoping 2023 is better than 2022." So, hey, Zach, hope you're well.
Zach.
Thanks for tuning in, my friend.
I don't know. I think overall 2022 was not a bad year for movies.
Yeah, I agree.
Be pretty decent. I definitely think there's some movies in there that's going to be remembered in several years to come.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah. Top Gun Maverick is going to be like a cult classic one day.
Yeah.
100%. Lego News says, imagine if they made a movie of Andrew Tate.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't surprise me. Anything for money.
Wouldn't be surprised. Well, we've got Viewer Drew saying, if an Avengers team happened between Wolverine, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Blade, Punisher, and Ben Grimm are the thing, what set of actors would you want the original actors or MCU actors? Wow, okay. That's a question. Let's have a look.
I would totally bring back Nicolas Cage to play Ghost Rider just because I got a soft spot for Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and I think like Wesley Snipes as Blade.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's Daredevil, that would be interesting seeing him back as Daredevil.
Some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill. I love when he's in the hospital and he gets shot. He's like, I love when he's in the hospital when he gets shot. He's like, motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind? Oh, I love Wesley Snipes, man. He's great.
Well, here's a question. So Zach D says, 2022 was certainly a decent year, better than 2021.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't have a YouTube channel in 2021, so I wouldn't have known.
I think it's a tough one because there's definitely some movies this year that's been great, and some movies last year that's been great too. So yeah. I think it really depends, to be honest. I think this year's definitely been good though, for sure.
Yeah, it's all about that balance. You know, did the good outweigh the bad? Like, did I see more good movies this year, or did I see a lot of shitty movies this year? Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, definitely. Zach says, nice Linkin Park shirt as well.
Linkin Park.
Thank you.
View Drew says, forgot to ask you guys, how was your Christmas?
It was good.
Yeah, it was good, man. Nate?
It was good until about Monday. I'll more on that later. But I did get some good stuff though. My sister got me this. She got me a Plague Tale Requiem for the PS5. So I've been playing this for the past day and a half now. Mike, if you haven't had it, if you like story-driven games, I don't know if you've played a Plague Tale Innocence, but I check it out, man. If you like stealth-based games and good stories, I check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look at it, dude. Yeah, I've never heard that one. That sounds good. Let's have a look. Oh,
he's gone.
He's gone. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Nate
disappeared.
Well, Nate will probably join back in. I don't know what's happened. But we'll carry on. So Tim says 2022 was a great year of film. I had a tough time making my best 2022. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Decision to Leave, Fancy Tintin, After Sun, Tar, The Whale. You saw Tar, right?
I did. I did not really like it.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about that one. I was a bit off-put to watch it, being honest.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. It was more so like the music themes and just, I don't know, like the story to me wasn't that interesting, I guess. It was really long, too.
Yeah, nearly 3 hours, right?
Yeah, it's very close. It's weird, too, because, like, the first, 20 minutes of that movie is just them, having, an interview. And, I don't know, it's kind of slow, and I couldn't get into it. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, okay, I get you. Yeah, that's why I've been a bit off-put watching it, being honest.
Yeah.
I saw your review and I saw Elliot's review as well from IMO, and I was a bit this movie sounds like Kate Blanchett, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like she would give a fantastic performance, but also sounded almost if it was like trying to go for like an Oscar or so.
Yep.
And I might be wrong, but that's what it kind of sounded like.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, I don't know. Tim says, fantastic year for indie films. Yeah, definitely been a good one.
Yeah.
Pete says, I think 2020 has been a great year for independent and low budget movies, while bigger franchises like MCU and Jurassic films struggled.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely agree. I think the thing is, like with MCU, it's a big discussion in itself. I think it's just a case of it's just getting over carried away with what it has,
and
it's trying to do too much. Whereas like the lower indie budget movies, like Everything Everywhere All at Once, just as an example, like it doesn't have that reputation going into it.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, here's this movie, take it for what you will, and then obviously you got good reviews and people are like, oh wow, what's this movie? I need to check it out, kind of thing.
Right. I think that had the good word of mouth that helped get that to be, where it was money wise, kind of like how the same thing how Smile was. Like people were kind of skeptical about Smile, and then like once people started giving good reviews, people went to go see it. So word of mouth sometimes helps. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think that as well. Yeah, and I think it depends on like what you said, Ryan. Yeah, I completely agree with you, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see what like 2023 does.
Yeah.
View Drew says, I got some really good Blu-ray movies for Christmas. I got the Rocky 6 film collection, Minority Report, Mission Impossible 3, and Black Phone.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, sounds some good pickups. Rocky collection, you can't go wrong. You haven't seen those movies, right?
I have not. They are releasing in the States here the first 4 on Steelbook in February. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Oh, okay. I think there might be pickups for Ryan.
They could be. They're doing the whole those whole. There's 6 films. Yeah. So yeah, I've never seen any of them. So that would be interesting.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I only saw them for the first time because of Rashad had me in collabs for all of them. Otherwise, like you're right, I wouldn't have seen them.
Yeah.
So the steelbooks look quite good, but the thing is, they're making a steelbook, so I'll know at some point they'll make a 6 steelbook box set collection.
Probably so.
So I'll probably wait for that.
Yeah.
Tim says, since we're on the topic of 2023, what are your most anticipated films? Mine are David Fincher's The Killer, Hayao Miyazaki's How Do You Live, and Martin Scorsese's Killer of the Flower Moon. Do you have any anticipated, Ryan?
Say again?
Do you have any anticipated movies for next year?
I would say I did like a small list. Knock at the Cabin, I'm really intrigued by. Evil Dead, I'm really intrigued by. Definitely Megan. Guardians Galaxy 3 for sure. I mean, there's a few here and there for sure.
Yeah, I think Guardians 3 is a good shout.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be really good.
It'll be interesting to see like how they end it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I think it's emotional for all of us. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. Yeah, in terms of anticipated, like you're right, I don't think there's many, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of sequels. I think we were talking about that before. A lot of sequels.
There's a lot of sequels next year, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good year for movie. I'm hoping Disney have a better year with animation, though.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully there's a better movie than Strange World.
Right. Oh, man, Strange World was awful.
Yeah.
Don't watch Strange World, guys. Lego says, I'm kind of doing my version of the MCU, but with Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, as the big bad guy, I think, instead of Thanos. Yeah, that's a good idea, Lego. And I know, again, I know Lego's got some really cool customs to check out. Definitely recommend them. So that's cool, man. Galactus, I've heard, is like a really cool villain. I think we might have Nate back, actually.
All right.
You're back.
No.
I don't know what that was about.
Hey, nice you're back, dude.
I didn't leave or anything. I just got kicked backstage. I don't know. It was weird.
I don't know, dude. We were just talking away and you just disappeared.
Maybe somebody didn't like me being on here. I don't know.
That's gotta be it, right?
Anyway, let's keep going.
Sweet. Well, good to have you back, dude. I've got Tim saying, as well as some major blockbuster stuff, I'm excited for Dune Part 2 and Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, both of those I'm definitely excited to see.
Just to kind of add on to the previous comment because I was still watching while you guys were talking. For me, probably Guardians 3. I love the first 2 Guardians movies, and it's funny. I didn't even finish the full first trailer for Guardians 3. I got right up to the point where Drax just smoked that little girl in the face with a dodgeball. I was like, yep, sold. That's all I need to see. So yeah, Guardians 3, I'm definitely most excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to Across the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
Yeah, that too.
Dune, I wasn't huge on, but because it felt like a movie that was building up to something, but then like kind of just cut.
The thing about Dune, Mike, is it's very like old school science fiction. If you're not a huge science fiction guy, then I don't know. Have you ever read the book that the movie's based off? Because the book is really good, man. I love the book, but I love the first Dune, so I can't wait for Dune Part 2.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one because I haven't read the book, so I took the movie for what it is. I think I've got to agree with Zach's comment here was about like the cinematography and stuff. I liked in the world building, but it was just like way too long for me personally.
Yeah.
Well, I think Part 1 is supposed to be kind of the calm before the storm, kind of like how Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 was the precursor to all the chaos that was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So there might be a lot more going on in Part 2 that you might like.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, obviously, Part 2 is the build-up of what number 1 was all around. So you're not going to have that big world building anymore. It's just going to be like, right, here's the action, and here's like because it's like that first movie just felt like it was building up to something really, really big. Right. We get a bit of the outcome of that at the first movie. And then right at the end, it's like, oh, well, actually, hold on. Here's a setup for number 2.
Yeah.
And I think even Villeneuve's even said at the time, they're hoping to get like the budget for a number 2.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That was a loud one. Oof. I don't know if you guys heard that, man. That sounds like a bomb.
Oh, I did hear it. They go off like right above your house?
I have a lot of neighborhoods like surrounding mine, so I mean, there could be a ton of people shooting them off.
Wow.
Yeah. If I want to get fireworks like that, they're illegal in North Carolina, so I have to drive all the way to South Carolina. Just like if I want any, I have to go all the way to South Carolina just to get my hands on some. It's fucking insane.
Here, there's like stands everywhere, like on every corner.
Just giving them out for free where Ryan is.
It was funny because my neighbors, it's a huge Hispanic family. I think there's like maybe 15 people living in that one house. But last year on 4th of July, they were shooting off those fireworks and the ground was just so dry. We actually watched the ground catch fire.
Oh my god!
It don't get me wrong, it's a horrible thing. I feel bad for when it happened because just whoosh, watching 15 people try to dive on this massive fire with 15 blankets was probably the biggest physical comedy piece I think I've ever seen, man. I was laughing really hard.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh, sure, dude. I've got View Drew saying there were 3 Blu-ray movies running late. Those movies were Creed, Blade 2, and Jingle All the Way. Creed, Blade 2 already came. Jingle All the Way is coming soon. Awesome, dude. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds like he's building up this physical media collection.
Yeah, man.
It's good to have a physical media.
Yeah, absolutely. Pete says a Plague Tale is just like The Last of Us, set in historic France, and instead of infected, you get rats, loads of rats. Highly recommended.
Yeah, it's
okay. Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's set at the time when the Black Plague was kind of going on, but there's a more supernatural explanation behind the rats in the game. Okay. But it's got some cool characters and some cool story beats to get invested in, so I enjoy it.
Sounds cool, man. Sounds good. I'm excited to hear Nate's thoughts when he gets to play it. We've got Zach D saying the new John Wick, Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, and Ant-Man are some movies I'm looking forward to.
I'm actually not looking forward to the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah. Well, Brian hasn't seen any of the Indiana Jones yet, have you, Ryan?
Yeah. I haven't seen any of the Indiana Jones. I haven't seen any of the Mission Impossibles, and I've seen all the John Wicks, and I have only seen the first Ant-Man. So
You can watch
I got a lot of movies to watch.
You can watch the first 3 Indiana Jones movies. You don't need to see Kingdom of the Crystal shit.
I own the first 4 steelbooks. I own the 4 steelbooks. I just haven't watched them.
Nice.
Dude, let's just say nukes and refrigerators don't go together. Like if you like watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at your own risk, but I'm telling you, once the refrigerator comes, the whole movie is just dumb at that point.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. I mean, we've got Pete saying, honestly not bothered about Indiana Jones and the walking stick of doom. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
shit.
Absolutely. So here's an interesting comment. Lego News says, also, Mike, I saw something a while ago, and I don't know if it's still happening, but there might be a parody of Back to the Future which is called Bitch to the Future. I still don't know if it's happening. And he says, and it's about a girl going back in time to maybe prevent her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend from being born. I don't know. Look more into it.
Mike, that sounds like your kind of movie, man.
Oh, man. That's a solid
What the hell is
there.
this?
Bitch to the future.
It sounds like a Sean C. Phillips production.
I love how he worded it, too. It's just bitch to the future.
I've never heard of this, but I really hope that's not true.
I know. That's the first time I'm hearing of it. Like,
Yeah.
Hold up, Mike, we'll have to do some research afterwards to find out if that's true or not.
That's crazy.
I'm going to have to look that up. I really hope. I mean, if that's true, I think there's going to be some big copyright going on.
Right.
I really do. So I'll let you know, like, next time I do tomorrow when I do a live stream, I'll let you know. We got Zach D saying, I got the Batman steelbook for Christmas. That's awesome.
Which one? The new one or the original one that they put out? Because there's 2.
I'm assuming the
new one.
Maybe.
Because they released a new one, and they they had one they released like over the summer, and then they just released one a couple months ago. So I'm assuming the new one he's talking about.
I need to rewatch the Batman again.
Yeah, definitely doing it. Zach D says, I want to say it's the OG.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's then. Blade Ender says, prepare for the soundtrack in Rocky 4, one of the most adrenaline pumping soundtracks of all time. Yeah, I've got to agree, Ryan. That definitely gets you feeling motivated. Makes you want to do some press ups.
All right, sweet.
He says, have you guys checked out Blackbird with Michael Flatley? Where Mr. Flatley writes, directs, stars, and produces the film where he pretends to be Bond. He needs to stick to dancing. The film is awful.
Well, I'm definitely not checking it out now.
No.
Wow.
Not after that.
Okay, let's have a look. Blackbird. I've never heard. Have you guys heard of this movie?
No.
Okay, let me have a look.
Ryan, he's actually looking it up.
Well, I've never heard of it. Right, okay, cool. So it's a 2019 movie. If I've got the right one here, let's have a check.
Weird. Was it straight to DVD?
No, this one says directed by Rogers, so that's not the right one. Let's have a look. I'm intrigued. Call me intrigued. Okay.
Type Blackbird Michael Flatley.
I have. All right. Okay. Got it. So, right. This is the one. It's a 2022 movie.
Okay.
It's an hour and 28 minutes long. It's a 3.2 out of 10 on IMDb. And who's it got in? So Eric Roberts is in it, so that says enough as it is. And I don't know anyone else, but it sounds awful.
It's a bunch of people you'll never see again.
So what's the plot say?
All right, I'm going to read out the plot for you guys.
Oh, no.
It says, troubled secret agent Blackbird abruptly retires from service and opens a luxurious nightclub in the Caribbean to escape the dark shadows of his past. An old flame arrives and reignites love in his life, but she brings danger with her.
Sounds like a Liam Neeson film.
Highway to the danger zone.
I wouldn't be surprised if Liam Neeson's a cameo in the movie. And he says, Blackbird was supposed to come out in 2018, but it got delayed 2022. I think he made it to avoid tax returns.
Oh my god.
Probably. Oh man.
Oh, that's great. That was awesome.
Do you guys know? Well, Pete, I'm gonna have to check out Blackbird. Do you guys know who Michael Flatley is? Apparently, that's
it. I don't.
You know, Mike, I don't ever want to hear from you again. Oh, you're just watching too many bad movies, Nathan. You know, you could skip out on some. The amount of bad movies you watch, I don't ever want to hear that.
I've seen a lot of bad movies, but I like having fun with watching them though.
What was the name of the one where the actress attacked you for earlier this year? Do you remember that?
Dolphin Island?
Dolphin Island.
Yeah.
Dude, like it was her and what? Like a crew member that worked on the film or something like that?
Right, okay. So have you guys seen Dolphin Island?
No.
I have not. Not yet.
Right. So with the title of the movie, what do you think the movie's about?
Dolphins.
A girl finding
a
dolphin on an island?
Right, okay. So obviously Dolphin Island sounds like, right, it's going to be like dolphins, maybe you're rescuing a dolphin, you know, I don't know, something like that.
Like Dolphin Tale or something.
Yeah. Right. The main premise of this movie is a custody battle for this girl. And I'm like, why is it called Dolphin Island? It's about two people getting a custody battle to have this girl.
Wow.
With the dolphin as a cameo.
What? What?
Wow.
I just remember you posting the screenshots of that comment. I'm like, dude, she is so mad. Like, does she actually think this movie is peak cinema? Like, did we just did Mike just did Mike just shit on her whole career?
Like, I think it was a movie that wasn't it a movie that you reviewed like a year ago or something, and she just now was commenting on it or something.
Yeah, so it was like one of the first early screeners I ever got. It was Anthony Perez sent me it.
What has she been in after that? Because if it was a year ago, what was making her go back and look at reviews for a movie that she was in over a year ago?
Well, let me tell you what she's been in.
Nothing we've heard of.
Right.
Probably nothing we've heard of.
Here we go. Right. So it's currently got a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. Wow. Jeez. Clearly some fake reviews on there.
You're not a real critic.
They're putting 10s on there.
Right. Right. Okay. So this is what she's been in since.
Oh,
God.
Not much, huh?
She's been in one movie since, and it's called Jurassic Tale.
Is it a cartoon?
Is that an Asylum movie? Like, did they make that for?
So I love this plot synopsis immediately. It says, while spending summer break at her father's house, 2 kids discover a giant egg hidden in a cave nearby.
So this cave just magically survived the extinction of the dinosaurs, just chilling in a cave.
Wow.
A dinosaur egg must have come down like a meteorite and landed in a cave.
It's like Power Rangers. It's gonna hatch and it's gonna be a fucking Zord or something like that.
And then what's worse is they try their best to raise the dinosaur. It says.
Wow.
I never knew Chris Pratt was in the movie. Oh, I'm gonna have to review that movie.
That's why I was asking. Is it like an Asylum movie because of Jurassic World Dominion, or like?
Oh my
man,
God.
I don't know. I do know there is an Asylum movie I need to review called Battle for Pandora. which is the Avatar ripoff.
Oh no, you're serious?
Wow.
Oh my god. The best. Mike, I'm telling you, I can't take those motherfuckers seriously, man. They make me so mad with how shameless they are.
Well, talking about a bad movie, Pete says, check out Cool Cats Save the Kids. It's about a guy in a cat costume trying to stop a bully called Bully Butch.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Bully Butch.
Sounds awful.
I think Ryan would rather watch All Jacked Up and Full of Worms.
I think oh my
Or Nate wants to watch Family Camp.
I did, and I saw Tysons Run, so I mean
Oh boy.
Oh god.
What's this Cool Cats Save the Kids?
That's a terrible title.
I started to laugh at the guy in the cat costume trying to stop a bully called
Bully Butch.
What? It just makes me wonder. It just makes me wonder: are some of these movies being made by Bully Butch?
Guys!
What?
If you get a chance, go on the computer and type in the Cool Cat Save the Kids on IMDb. It's literally the cat in front of a green screen. And somehow got a 3.7 out of 10.
How did it manage to get 3?
Wow. There must be some fake reviews.
That's being kind.
Well, the tagline of this movie is an anti-bullying kids gun safety movie.
Wow.
If I want an anti-bullying message, I'll just go watch Karate Kid or something like that. You know what I mean?
And also on the movie poster, it's got the 3 cast members. It's got Vivian Fox, Eric Estrada, Derek Savage, and Cool Cat.
Oh my god.
Oh no. You know what? I might have to go through with the angry movie nerd idea I was talking about, just so I can talk about shit movies like that.
There you go.
Just do it in a fun comedic way.
Oh, that's brilliant. Bully Butch.
That is just wow. Like are these movies being made by just average Joes like us, or are they actually being made by people that have funding, have money? Like I'm trying to figure it out. Like, who is making these fucking shit movies and getting mad at people like us for just calling them out on how bad they are?
Sean Clips. That's who.
Well, I watched his channel, and he was saying that he was talking about how with his movies, his budgets that he gets is about $100,000. So he's saying like on like the next movies that he makes, he's starting to get around like 200,000. So maybe he'll have a better Amityville Karen movie. I don't know, man.
Well, you know what it is, man. You can make a decent movie with a potato budget. I mean,
yeah,
it's all about your ability to tell a story and your ability to write characters and write a good script. Yeah. And if you know what you're doing, 9 times out of 10, you could probably put something out that's halfway decent despite the budget. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, then
well, I think also too, sometimes I think it kind of depends when you're a director, like who you can get as the actor too. Because it seems like with Amityville Karen, he has Lauren Francesca, but it seems like a lot of his movies have her in it as like a main character. And like I get he probably has that relationship with her, but I think sometimes you have to kind of expand your horizons a little bit too, and you know, kind of have a mixture of different actors, because you know, if you're always having the same people too, like I mean, you kind of want to expand a little bit too. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that situation. I'm not a director, so I don't know how hard it is.
Giant ass water bug. I'm gonna get that motherfucker. Hold on.
But yeah, you know, Ryan, like, so I agree with you, right? So, like, Sean C. Phillips, I know you follow him. Like, I don't watch his videos. So, you know, I think I said this in my review as well. You know, I can praise the fact that he wants to make his own movies. You know, I know he does like Indiegogo or like Kickstarters to like raise the funds for them.
Yeah.
So I can completely get that. And I know, like, I think Lauren Francesca's like a business partner with him. So she's like co-producer or executive on these movies and the main star.
Right.
But it's just like the fact, like, that Amityville Karen, right, is I think he got like $85,000 for that movie, or maybe 100,000. I'm not sure.
Right.
And it's just like that's the best he can come up with.
Yeah.
But like Asylum make better, and they're a notoriously known bad movie company. So it's like if this guy's getting $200,000, like, for example, I know you this year I saw the first Terrifier movie.
Yeah.
And I had like a shoestring budget, but like the practical effects and the horror that has is made like a horror icon.
Yeah.
And whereas, and then like the second movie had like $250,000 budgets, made like 7 million or so at the box office.
Right.
And it's just like there's clearly some like passion right in there. Whereas I think like with Sean's movies, it doesn't seem passion. I mean, I might be wrong. Clearly, obviously, he has a love for filmmaking.
Yeah, he's made like 50 films.
Yeah, but it's just like there's no improvement in the movies.
Yeah,
and it's like all this money he's getting. It's like, why not just put it all towards a big movie and then like a big idea? If that guy can make Terrifier on a very shoestring budget, there's no excuse. Or even like the first Paranormal Activity movie had like $15,000 budget.
Oh yeah, and it
made hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Dude, I can remember.
It goes back to though of like who you know too, because again, maybe that director, maybe he knew the guy that he asked for Terrifier, like right off the bat. Maybe he has a relationship with him. Maybe he knows his talent. And I don't know if Sean C. Phillips is writing his movies. I don't know if he's just directing them or he's getting scripts from somewhere else. But I think sometimes maybe it just depends who you know too, like it, because you know, like sometimes you know you may make a small movie like that, but you may not have really good talented actors, or you may not have somebody that can fill that role and make it come to life, because not every indie movie is going to be like a Terrifier. You know what I mean? Like it works because he works as a character. Like he works at that character. Like he's perfect for that character. You can't picture anybody else doing it. So he has that talent. So maybe the actors that he's finding in his movies, they just don't fit the talent for what he is doing. Like, again, I don't know if he's writing these movies, but for what he's directing, maybe they just don't fit like the talent portion, because that's part of it too. So I don't know. I don't know enough. I wish we knew more. I'm sure it's a lot harder than we know, you know, as far as like getting to, because it's definitely the same thing on YouTube. Like we all network and stuff. So, I mean, I'm sure in Hollywood, it's tough out there. You have to network, and then some people, if you're new in the industry, you have to go find that talent. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can find the talent that may be a decent actor, but they may not fit the script, or they may not fit what they're doing. And you don't know that until like you're filming, you know what I mean? Like, so.
I think it's tough because, as you said, Ryan, you put it perfectly. We don't know the background of all this.
Yeah.
I think the only experience we can take from, I guess, more notably for me and you, is from Oscar Wenman-Hyde, who has made like Cycles, who also made Love with Black Spots as well.
Yeah.
And Cycles, his first movie was on like a £1,000 budget, which was maybe like $1,500 maximum.
Yeah.
And he, you know, just put out advertisements on like Twitter or whatever for like these movie posts, and you know, he got great actors.
Yeah.
For that movie. So I don't know what it's like obviously in America with the casting agencies and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, I want the guy to get successful. I want him to make something really good. But I just feel like if Amityville Karen's the best that he's making, it's not going to get any better.
Well, the other thing that I was going to add to is with Oscar, his movies obviously are different genres. So I think with Oscar compared to Sean isn't trying to really pull at heartstrings because he's doing horror, he's trying to make people scared or whatever his objective is. Maybe it's funny, comedy, whatever he's doing in his horror movies. Versus Oscar is doing something more. He focuses more on like real life situations and like more like real stuff, like stuff that we experience, like the Ladybug movie. It deals with like relationships and how you deal with things in life and how you adapt to that and how you grow in life. Versus Sean C. Phillips, he made Medieval Karen, and it's just some like, it's not like it's a serious topic or anything like that. It's a little bit more difficult to make, and I think with horror, I think it's more difficult to make an indie horror film, I would say, than maybe do something that's a little bit more so on the Oscar Winman Hyde. Not to say that he didn't work hard on it, or I don't think that it's hard work, but I think it's harder to capture an audience's attention with a horror movie versus something that Oscar Winman Hyde's doing. I think there's like a vast difference there. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, I think it could also just kind of depend on your level of creativity too, because if you're working on an indie film with a potato budget, you got to really be creative within the confines of that budget, because there's only so much you can do.
Right.
You can't really go balls to the walls like a movie like The Conjuring or something like that. So, I think it's a good experience for anyone that's really starting out in the industry, because it can really, it's kind of a challenge for you, and it's a test to see how creative you can actually get behind the camera, and just how creative can you get while in the process of making this movie without it delving into the realm of, okay, we could definitely tell this is a potato budget film, but it still look as good as a big budget film. There's plenty of movies out there that are like that. Like Mike, well, it was either Ryan or you, Mike, but one of you guys mentioned Paranormal Activity. There were found footage movies around before Paranormal Activity that were kind of the same way. What was the budget for the Blair Witch Project, like the original one?
I'm not sure, but I know it was definitely more than $10,000. I know that.
Yeah. So, it made a huge return when it came out. So it can be done. It's just, you got to work within the confines of what you got.
Yeah. But I think the difference between Blair Witch coming out back then is now there's more competition, because not only do you have the fact that people now, it's different because streaming wasn't a big thing back in the 90s when Blair Witch was around. So people were going to the theaters. Now you're at the point now where there's so many different options. There's so many different streaming services. You have to get the attention of somebody to watch an indie film like that. And that's where like Shudder comes in to really help like the horror community. And then, I feel like every streaming service also kind of has their niche, and then like they'll have a few hits here and there. But I think when Blair Witch came around, that was kind of like a big thing, found footage. And now found footage isn't really a big thing anymore. It's more of a niche thing where it's on a streaming service like Shudder, or Tubi is really big on found footage. I think it just depends. Like I think we've changed as times have gone on what we're viewing, and I think interest in the fact that there's so much content being put out there versus just like a couple movies coming out each week in the theater. It's giving people more reason to stream rather than go to a theater. And that's why like a lot of people, when they go to the movies, they're going to see like a big movie, like a Marvel movie or an Avatar movie, because they're familiar watching that, and that's what they'll spend their money on. Versus like let's just say like Amityville Karen came out at the theater. Let's just say for shit's sakes it does.
Do you really
Most
think
people are not going to go, oh, I'm going to go spend $10 to go watch that Amityville Karen. They're going to go, I'll wait for streaming. You know what I mean? So I think that's just the difference. Like we've really adapted, and I've said before, streaming is good, but it's also bad because it keeps people from going to the movies. And then now with movies too, they've made it a little bit more difficult because movies now, they're only in theaters for 45 days and they're already on streaming. So if it's a movie that someone doesn't really want to see, they're going to wait.
I mean, Top Gun Maverick was in a theater for like half a year.
Yeah, that's
before it. So
yeah,
I mean,
rare.
But with like what Ryan's saying, I agree. Like Top Gun's probably the only exception.
Yeah.
And maybe Avatar, I think, will be the only other exception. But like I was at work the other day, and someone I was talking to was like talking about Black Panther. So like to Ryan's point, that's like been off cinema for maybe like a month, if that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's just random Disney Plus.
Right.
So like Ryan's saying, people just think, oh, just check out Disney Plus instead. I'm paying a membership anyway.
Right.
Like, going to see it, and then a month later be like, oh, watch it for free on my membership.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a tough one, and I think I agree with you, Ryan. You know, like obviously Oscars movies are like well more like thought out, whereas Sean's movies, I think he's just known and he's going for goofy and over the top.
Right.
I remember when I was on the MSK show, we did a whole segment, on this whole stigma about whether or not we think the theater experience is dying, because of streaming. Because like you pointed out, Ryan, people are staying home a lot more and not going to the theater as much.
Right.
I don't think theaters will ever truly go away just because there are so many people out there that love the theater experience.
Agree.
And, there's, as long as they continue to love the theater experience and there's shit coming out that they want to see in the theater, it's never going to go away.
Yeah, I just think that what you'll see is if any new theaters are built, they'll have less auditoriums. You're not going to have 20 auditoriums. You're going to have like 10, and half of those are going to be if like Marvel has a movie out, half those screens are going to be a Marvel movie, and then you'll probably get 2 or 3 other movies to pick from. Is what'll happen.
Yeah, and there's going to be select days in a week where we're going to have this movie playing at this time, and once it's done playing, we're not going to show it for another few days. Just because everybody wants to see Black Panther.
Well, it's kind of like that now, and I don't know if it's the same for you guys in America, but sometimes here in the UK, so we'll get a brand new movie, see, on a Friday, and as kind of like a week or two goes on, it starts to get like less screenings.
Yeah.
But like Avatar will have still like loads of screenings, for example.
Right.
So it's kind of one of those where like the unless it's like say like Terrifier, I know that did really well in the cinemas in the US. So I think it really depends on the movie, and people go out to the cinema to support it.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's supporting more on streaming, it'll go more on streaming.
Like back earlier in the year when I went and saw The Cursed, it was probably I know, it's a great movie. But I think when I went and saw this, it was only in my theater for like maybe 3 days, and then they took it out.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I saw it in the theater with this is actually one of the more this is probably one of the theater experiences that I actually hated this year, just because when I went and saw it originally, some mother came in with her 2 kids, and her kids would not shut the hell up.
Oh, that's not a kid movie.
Oh God, like at the beginning, I just knew that fucking experience was going to be bad, because there's a moment where the lead actress who plays the mother, she's getting naked in the bathroom and getting in the tub, and I just hear one of the kids, he's like, oh, boobies. I'm like, God. I'm like, fuck, here we go. But luckily I was distracted by just all the cool shit that was going on in the movies.
Yeah.
Didn't really affect me that much.
Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here because it's getting pretty late here, and I still need to get ready and go to bed. But just want to say, Lego says first stream of 2023 by far best. So thank you, Lego.
Thanks, Lego.
And it says, well, later, Mike, Ryan, and Nate. First good stream, so late, and I wish you all a happy New Year. So yeah, happy New Year, you man.
Happy New Year, man.
And yeah, so the link to Ryan's channel will be down below in the description box, and so will Nate as well. Ryan was saying earlier about some stuff he's got coming up and working on. You'll see him on the live stream on Tuesday as well, so check out that. And Nate, when's your next video coming, do you think?
I'm going to do a lot of recording this weekend just because I'm very behind, which I can tell you more about after we end the stream, just because I've had a lot of personal stuff going on. But I still got my review for Avatar: The Way of Water. Been working on that. Still got to do Violent Night, which I really love Violent Night. It was really fun. I might do a review for Devotion. That was like the last movie I saw at the end of November. I just never got a chance to review it, but I have a script ready to go if I feel the need to. And then I got to do my top 10 best and worst lists for the year, which I do have the script done for the top 10 best lists. So I'll probably record that tomorrow when I'm not sauced on alcohol. So, but yeah, that's about all I got coming to the channel. And once I get all that out of the way, I'll review Megan whenever I get a chance.
All right.
That'll be the first. That'll be the start of 2023 for me.
Sweet, sounds good, man. Well, while you kind of sauce and alcohol, do your worst list. That'll be good.
Yeah, there you go.
Take a shot every time. Take a shot every time Nathan drops the F-bomb for these shitty movies.
Family Camp better be on that list, man.
Say what?
Said Family Camp better be on that list, man.
Oh, it's on that list. Trust me. 10 other movies. I should put that in the intro. You know, these are the top 10 worst movies I saw in 2022, otherwise known as the 10 movies that I hated more than Morbius. Morbius did not make the list. I'm very surprised by that.
It didn't make mine.
No, not mine either.
Made a lot of people's lists. Yeah, there was a lot of worse stuff. But yeah, that's about all I got.
Sweet. Well, the link to Nate's channel is going to be down below in the description box, and so is Ryan as well. Yeah, thank you to everyone who choose watching live or after the fact. 3 hours and 10 minutes. So yeah, thank you guys. Until next time, we'll see you later. So see you everyone.
Later.
Peace.
See ya.